23 after 6, Friday morning, first day of the month, penultimate month of the year, and God's promises are true. When you pass through the waters, I'll be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Such an assurance. It says, not one of the good promises which the Lord made to the house of Israel failed. All came to pass. What has he said again? For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. As we start this new month, what has the Lord promised you? Hold him to his word and be rest assured. Oh, that unknown and harmonious choral. Orange Jaimida. What an assurance. I love it. Welcome to your favorite dial, your favorite breakfast show. We call it the Citi Breakfast Show. And this is 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Caleb Kuda. Starting off your morning on a very choral note with the blessed assurance that he is with us, that Emmanuel is with us. Now the important point here is that when you pass through the waters, when you pass through the rivers, when you walk through the fire, a lot of people want him here. They want his promises, but they don't want to do the walking. They don't want to do the passing through. No, you have to pass through the water for him to be with you. You have to walk through the rivers for you to feel his presence. And the fire will come. You have to walk through it. And you will have your testimonies that you will not be burned. While he keeps his promises to you, do well to also keep your promises to others. Because God is not man that he should lie, but he works through men. So if his God is working through you to bless others, you don't want to fail. Business Sense is brought to you by ADB. If you're a paid employee or salaried worker, you need a personal loan to resolve your financial issues. ADB is offering you a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at significantly reduced interest rates. You will also enjoy a longer tenure of up to 6 years. It's an offer that is open to non-customers as well. So kindly visit any of our branches. Call us on 0302-210-210, 0302-224-043 for further inquiries. ADB is the People's Bank. ADB is truly a great and more. Indeed, Orange Giant. Welcome to your favorite dial. Let's do this.
Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The power of relevant radio. This is City 97.7.
Plenty enemies don't talk. Silence money don't shout. Very soon you go pop champagne and bad damn no. Machiliama, I want you. Very soon you go pop champagne and bad damn no. Machiliama, I want you. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride now. Heaven, I wanna ride it. I want you. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride it. I want you. Get up, stand up, do your thing. Don't worry, we are sin. Will it, Saba, who party? I found 3 months while I got it. Auntie, I'm afraid, send you a baby, I am sad. Near you, Shabby, I am sad. That's the same quantity, GDN, son. Take on, say, the parents, son. I pass on, me, them. The fire still burning. So, but just your baby. Right soon, you go pop champagne, bad damn no. Machiliama, I want you. Right soon, you go pop champagne, bad damn no. Machiliama, I want you. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride now. Heaven, I wanna ride it. I want you. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven, I wanna ride it. I want you. Mrebesi so, mrebesi sa. When you friend ya better oka. Nipa kasache, nyame bekasa. Nipa kasache, nyame bekasa. I don't know, baby. Take your time, no better.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Very soon you go pop champagne and bad damn no. Machiliama, I want you. Heaven, I wanna ride it. Heaven,
For me, very soon. No, you pop champagne. Today is a Friday. It's the beginning of the month. It's a nice combination. And for us, we are bringing you the news review. We'll be popping Piva. Piva Beverages is proud to sponsor the newspaper review this morning. But yeah, we'll be popping champagne. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor. It's perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink. It's packed with recognized citrus flavor. And if you're craving something exotic, try the Piva cocktail fruit drink. It brings the tropics to you. And for a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink. And don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink. Besting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. It's available now at your local store. Call us on 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages is a taste you will love. It's an advert that's approved by the FDA. And why wait for December when you can bring Christmas to you early? Total Energies is kicking off the holiday spirit with our Bronya Loop Bass special from 1st November today to the 31st of January 2025. We are ready to spread some festive cheer. Swing by the Liberation Road, Tessano, Dakuman, Link Road, Sakumono, Farah Avenue, Oxford Street, Community 1 Stadium, Apremdo, Total Energy Station. Change your engine oil and get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. It's like giving your car a holiday makeover. So while preparing to hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready for the festivities. Visit our website totalenergies.com. On all socials, Total Energies Ghana, Facebook Total Energies GH for X, and on Instagram Total Energies GH. Men are in the studio. They say very soon you pop champagne.
Amen.
Amen.
Very soon you pop champagne.
Amen. Oh,
I hope that it is before the close of day.
Amen.
You will pop champagne.
Amen.
A bad double.
Not just champagne.
Yes.
Something must,
Yes.
and must be
Yes.
under the champagne. Because if you go just popping champagne, then there's a problem.
So something must
be on a
orchestrate.
proper foundation.
Yeah.
It has to be on terra firma. Firm ground. You get me?
Okay.
So that when you are popping it,
You
you
know
know that you are not pouring money away. You know champagne when you pop it.
It is money.
Yeah, it's money.
Yes.
And then the drink,
Yes.
it is on the floor. You know how a fountain is.
Yeah.
It goes on the floor like
Yeah.
that. So something must properly found it.
Yeah.
You see the players when they win the trophy,
Yes.
they do they do
They
that.
do that thing.
They
Yeah.
give them $1 million, $10 million. Those guys.
So you are saying the foundation must be
It must
strong.
be firm. Yes.
But Nathan has been out
Because
and
if
about.
you go
So
do formatting, the problem with it is
What
no
a-
format.
What?
Packaging.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one.
Nathan, his foundation is solid.
Oh yeah.
So we can pop champagne
No,
on his
not yet.
account.
Not yet.
Oh, okay, still in the pipeline.
Yes.
Yesterday, I thought you went to do a Monty.
Yes. Not you don't worry.
No problem.
It's not
It
material.
hasn't materialized.
Let's jump into the papers.
Yes,
gentlemen.
the daily graphic is here. It says new SHS curriculum starts, and there's a picture of Professor Yaira Jakaji, Director General of NACA here. Bono Region Thank You Tour. 169 agro factories ready under 1D1F.
Right.
The president is speaking. It's been a while since I heard of 1D1F. On the daily graphics constituency watch, Sunyain West, can MPP maintain dominance? Is a question on pages 22 and 27. Anti-gay bill suit, Speaker's financial impact assessment sparks controversy in court, and Chief Justice launches manual on election adjudication. And on the back page of the daily graphic, Volta Basin Authority warns of potential flooding in Greater Accra and Volta regions.
Let me take you to the news center. Big story. Dampare's reforms are remarkable. His leadership and vision reshaping the Ghana Police Service. Quoting Dr. Baumia, this story came yesterday. Also on the front page this morning, Volta grabs 134 schools, over 40 health facilities and others. This according to Richard Ahiagba. Mr. Richard Ahiagba, please use the opportunity to tell your government to fix the Ho Aflau road. It is in a terrible condition. In fact, between Ho and Toko, that road should not be a road in any country. So if you really care about the Volta region, you care about the people there, you have got to fix it. Let me take you to another story on the front page this morning. Vacant seat saga. Senyo Hosi takes on Speaker and the Chief Justice, and he's smiling on the front page of the news center.
The Daily Guide says 85% of Ghanaians want free SHS maintained. That's according to an Afro Barometer report. Anti-LGBTQ bill, AG files defense in 7 days. GMX set to transform Ghanaian music streaming. Baumia will win 2024 election. That's coming from Ahafu Chiefs. And stay off task force at Chim Kotoku State is speaking.
The Informer, Baumia secures driver's future as he unveils Go Ride. This thing, I have to see how it works. So, also on the front page this morning, vacant seats controversy. Supreme Court cuts Speaker to size, says it has power to interpret the Constitution. Also, elections 2024 about thumb, not guns. Arms Commission is advising all of us. And Ghana proud of you. The Vice President hailing IGP, describing him as visionary, reformist leader.
Okay, the Herald is here. It says Akufo-Addo's France retirement home report engulfs government. So the report engulfs government as the nation awaits fresh debate on ex gratia benefits. PDS Ejapa Sputnik V National Cathedral scandals top Mahama's list of corrupt cases to prosecute. More pressure on Speaker to reopen Parliament. VRA staff partially suspends action against merger bill, and Baumia getting 500,000 votes in Volta region this year. That's a projection made by Richard Ahiagba.
The Republic Press says this morning, Mahama attacks judiciary again. His photograph is here. Alan waits into Parliament judiciary class, says current umpires unwarranted. 85% of Ghanaians say yes to free senior high school, according to Afro Barometer the Afrobarometer report. And we need cool heads is one of the headlines here on the front page of the Republic.
The Inquisitor says tension at Kwewu as certain politicians move to oust Oman Hini. Election 2024, NMC to launch app to combat misinformation. And as expected, the Inquisitor's daily serving of Napo. Baumia will work with chiefs, religious leaders to check moral decay. That's Napo speaking. And there's a grand debate tomorrow to mark a Bri Odra festival.
Okay, the New Independent. Alan unveils ambitious 15-point agenda to transform Accra into Africa's top 5 cities by 2030. That's for Accra, the way we plan for it. But I don't see the app. Cleaner city, we have not seen anything. The city is still smelling.
Top city.
Also, grabs to revolutionize care for the elderly in rural areas. This is according to KOD, Alan's vice presidential candidate. Yes, and then some other stories here. A troubling one: man poisons himself after girlfriend announces pregnancy. Charlie, some people need no.
So yeah, finally for me, the Catholic Standard. Bishop Jemfi is saying, add human touch to health service. That's coming in from the most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jemfi, president of the GCBC. Let your PhDs reflect in growth of humanity. That's on page 3. There's the editorial, give human face to SHS calendar. And NDF calls for immediate peace in Boku as clashes escalate. And another story on page 3 of the Catholic Standard. Priesthood is not for amassing wealth.
Okay, the Daily Post says this morning, Akufo-Addo Bawumia government has been a horror movie. Ghanaians must end, it says Mahama. Ghana needs a leader who doesn't lie, and Mahama fits that bill. That's coming in from Professor Jane Nana.
Okay, so I take you online now, channel1news.com. Press freedom has suffered under Akufo-Addo. This is Mahama speaking. We'll open inquiry into sale of state lands. Mahama again, election 2024, Bawumia commissions MIM Polyclinic. And then 41% of Ghanaians cite unemployment as top concern. This is according to the Afrobarometer, where we are told about 82% of the people also say that the country is headed in the wrong direction. We'll delve into that some more later on the show. On Boko, Chief Justice justifies closure of courts in Upper East Region. Akufo-Addo signs landmark Ghana Shippers Authority Act. And if you go to citynewsroom.com, we have enough buffer. Citi will soon appreciate. This is the BOG governor. NMC warns media on obscenity, threatens penalties for offenders. Election 2024, we will investigate, prosecute corrupt officials. This is John Mahama. 2 more persons have been killed. Death toll is now 19 in the Boko conflict. And then 85% of Ghanaians want free SHS maintained. That story has come to you earlier. If I take you to my drawer online, government eyes private sector partnership to tackle ECG's financial woes. There's regard notice of fair adjustment. This is Transport Ministry that came earlier. Death toll in Boko. That story is here as well. If you go to Class FM, Upper East Region, tragic ambush in Boko claims 2 lives. Death toll now 19. December 7 post. NMC to launch app to combat misinformation. Mohamed Kudus will win CAF Player of the Year. This is Ajiman Bedu predicting. Baumia's digitalization is a subset of Mahama's 24-hour economy. If you go to Star FM, Central Region, angry chiefs, residents protest, demand restoration of damaged tarred roads. We expect judges to be non-partisan. Inus Afuseni reacts to rejection of Bagbing's application. Ghana is a bad model of democracy under Akufo-Addo. This is John Mahama. Let me take you elsewhere and everywhere else. Different lives. Harris and Trump as you've never seen them before. There are some very, very interesting photos of Harris and Trump from their childhood all the way to now. It's a very interesting catalog you can take a look at. And then Parliament to reconvene early November. This came earlier. This is on Ghana news agency. If you go to CNN, Harris vs. Trump, who is China's candidate? That's their angle. And then Spain hit by deadliest floods in decades. Here's what we know. There are some numbers there. Trump is almost $2 billion. Is in almost $2 billion debt, and amount is growing. These are more stories on CNN as well. Let's jump into the details of the stories in the papers, gentlemen.
Yes, if you go to the Daily Graphic, there's a news desk report that says new SHS curriculum starts. And the story says the Ministry of Education has rolled out the new curriculum for second cycle schools through its agencies, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, and the Ghana Education Service, GES. The curriculum covers SHS's senior high technical schools and STEM schools across the country. Beginning this month, the 2024-25 academic year, the new curriculum is expected to redefine the future of education in the country by nurturing critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving abilities. Over the past 2 years, NACA, the agency responsible for developing curricula in the country, has been meticulously planning and working together with the GES to develop and roll out the new curriculum. Now, it goes on to say or quote Professor Yaira Jakaji, who's Director General of NACA, and he says, quote, the new curriculum is very transformative and is designed to shape the next generation of Ghanaian leaders. And there are also subsets of the story talks about the design and new assessment methods. And Professor Jakaji said the new assessment methods were more focused on learners' holistic development, moving away from the traditional exam-based evaluation to more comprehensive approaches that assessed critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving abilities.
Okay, so let's stay within the educational space because there's two stories I want to bring to your attention. One is in the Republic Press, page 3 has the details, and the second one is on page 10 of the News Center. So the first one says 85% of Ghanaians say yes to free senior high school, according to the Afro Barometer report. Now, as Ghana prepares for the pivotal election here, citizens are voicing strong opinions on the continuation of key government programs and the need for a shift in economic policies. Now, a recent report by Afro Barometer reveals that a majority of Ghanaians, 85%, want to see the free senior high school initiative continue, along with the Planting for Food and Jobs program, which got 81%. One district, one factory, 71%, and one village, one dam policy, 60%. Now, these numbers are really, really shocking. It means people really like these policies.
Yes,
wow.
they do.
However, there is significant public opposition to the electronic transactions levy. That is the e-levy, which we have been calling for the people to scrap it. Now, we're told that 79% of respondents favor its discontinuation. Now, when asked about the most pressing issues for the government to address, Ghanaians identified unemployment as their top concern, and 41% citing it as the most urgent problem. Now, infrastructure and road development follow closely at 38%, while healthcare ranked third with 33%, indicating it as a primary need. Now, these priorities highlight the public's focus on tangible improvements in job creation, connectivity, and essential services. Now, let me move on quickly and deal with this story from the Volta region. Now, Volta grabs 134 schools, over 40 health facilities are this. This is according to Richard Ahiagba. Now, the story says that the government has made significant strides in educational and healthcare development in the Volta region, advancing infrastructure and improving essential services in local communities. Now, Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, shared these updates during a press conference in Ho, the capital of the Volta region. Now, out of 134 initiated classroom projects across the Volta region, 92 have been completed and are in use, while the remaining 42 are nearing completion. Now, additionally, it goes on to provide further details. But Richard Ahiagba, please, you and I went to Freetown Senior High School. That school, as we speak, is suffering so much. Infrastructure deficit, the students are struggling just to get through school because of the infrastructure deficit, and many things not working. They don't even have a bus. So while you are busy talking up the achievements of the government in other parts, that is also a matter that we must also deal with as former students. So
Right.
I'm calling on you, use your influence, use your position to speak on that matter. And then also the road between Tokon and Ho has got to be fixed.
While we are at it, I'll take you to Boko, and 2 more persons have been killed. Death toll now hits 19. Stories on citynewsroom.com. 2 individuals have tragically lost their lives in the ongoing Boko conflict, which has been marked by escalating violence and tension in the region. The victims were ambushed on the road while traveling in a truck from Boko. Unidentified assailants opened fire on the vehicle, resulting in their death. Now, reports indicate that one of the deceased was a Mampusi, while the other was a Togolese national. The Togolese man had been in Boko to care for his ailing father, who sadly passed away during their stay. They were en route to Togo with the deceased body when the ambush occurred. The Boko conflict, primarily rooted in chieftaincy disputes and ethnic tensions, has led to significant unrest in the area over the past few years. Very tragic development. You go to take care of your ailing father, he passes on, unfortunately. You're transporting him back to your homeland, and then you get killed in the process with the body of the deceased. Very, very unfortunate and sad development there. But the Chief Justice is justifying closure of courts in the Upper East region. This is on Channel 1 News. Quickly, Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono has justified the recent closure of 7 courts in the Upper East region, a decision driven by increasing security concerns stemming from the ongoing Boko conflicts. Remarks were delivered at the launch of the 5th edition of the Manual on Election Adjudication on Thursday.
Okay, let's stay within the judicial space. Page 3 of the Ghanaian Times has a story Nathan will be interested in. Now, former Black Stars player deposits 10,000 Ghana cedis out of $8,000 fraudulently taken. Those are not my words. Now, Lawrence Vomafa Apalu, reporting this morning, says that the former Black Stars player Samuel Inkum yesterday deposited 10,000 Ghana cedis out of the $8,000 he was accused of having fraudulently taken from complainants with the Kwabenya the Circuit Court in Kwabenya, Accra. Now, Inkum, who was charged with defrauding by false pretenses, pleaded with the court on September 25 this year that he would refund the full amount on October 31 when he would make his second appearance before the court. Now, the former Black Stars player told the court that he has offered his properties for sale and would refund the $8,000 on October 31. Which part? What was that?
Yesterday.
Okay. Now, consequently, the court, presided over by Miss Mausi Bejera, granted the request of Inkum, who first appeared before it on July 23, 2024. And he goes on to provide further details. If you are interested in that story, please grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times. And then also something here that says that man granted 300,000 bail for dishonestly appropriating money.
People's habits. Anyway, if you go to page 3 of the Daily Guide, since we are in the court, anti-LGBTQ bill, AG files defense in 7 days.
Right.
The story is written by Jibril Abdul Razak, and it reads: the Supreme Court yesterday gave the Office of the Attorney General 7 days to file a statement of case in the 2 suits challenging the passage of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, often referred to as the anti-LGBTQ bill. This followed a grant of an application for extension of time filed by the office after I failed to meet the timeline for filing a defense in the matter. Chief State Attorney Sylvia Adusu, who moved the motion, indicated that it was not out of disrespect for the court that they could not file a statement of case, but it was because they could not get certain documents from Parliament which were crucial to their case. And she added that they still had not gotten the documents, but they had decided to go ahead to file, adding that, quote, "We have attached our proposed statement of case and we are prepared to file it even tomorrow," which is today, November 1.
Okay.
Shall we still stay on matters concerning these issues? If you go to the Informer newspaper, there's an open letter written by Senyo Hosi to the Speaker of Parliament and, to an extent, the Chief Justice of the Republic. Open letter to the Speaker of Parliament: rest the hawk, save our democracy. Somewhere in there, he says that, in other words, a court's decision may be subject to decisive objections like this current one, but until reversed or steps are taken to change it, it must be obeyed nonetheless. Mr. Speaker, while the hawkish voices may be loud, cacophonous, and tempting, I strongly urge you not to fall into the trap of counterproductive inter-organ collision, which now threatens the efficiency of our state. I urge you to put the country first and save our democracy from the excessive partisan polarization we face today. If you can do this, your place in our history as an extraordinary statesman is assured. From the caves of Klepe Demete, my humble village, I remain. And he goes on to tell you about something quickly. Says, Dear Speaker Bagwing, it's not time to be man, it's time to be statesman. Posterity will be kind to your time.
Right, on Class FM, Sewa, in the Ashanti region, Sewa STEM School is ready for inauguration. Has a beautiful photograph of the STEM School. Sewa STEM School in Ghana's Ashanti region is now fully prepared for its official inauguration. The school, which is dedicated to advancing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, has generated significant excitement among local communities and government officials alike. Many see it as a strategic move towards equipping young Ghanaians with essential skills for the modern world and strengthening the country's capacity in STEM-related fields. On Nigeria Online, great countries are built by entrepreneurs, not politicians. KGL's Alex Apel-Dade has been speaking. Details of that is on My Joy Online. If you go elsewhere, a British lawmaker has been suspended after videos of him a video shows him allegedly punching a man in the street. His name is Mike Amsbury, and the governing Labour Party has suspended him after a video emerged of a brawl he involved himself with, repeatedly punching someone in the streets.
You see how other parliaments and other democracies deal with situations like that. Here in the
swiftly.
Parliament of the Republic.
No, it's his party that even took the
that's what I'm
swift
saying.
action.
And of course, you would expect that they would also be looking at whether, in fact, jurisdiction of Parliament extends to deal with him for something he did outside. The law is particularly some way about that.
This could have happened
But
here.
the point is that on the floor of Parliament,
people
fought each other, like punching, chasing each other. Zero has happened. Yet, we fight over very needless things. Anyway, let me take you to a story that it's in on page 13 of the Ghanaian Times quickly. Money doubling tops offensive media content complaint list. This is according to the NMC. Now, Malik Suleiman, reporting for the Ghanaian Times, says that money doubling tops the list of offensive media content, recording a total of 3,722 complaints from October 2023 to November 2024, the National Media Commission has stated. Now, this is completely unacceptable. Now, this is followed by Fake Lottery, which recorded 2,190 complaints for the same period. Now, this came to light during a presentation at the regulatory meeting on offensive media content in Accra on Thursday. I think these numbers are really, really troubling. They are really, really troubling. And the NMC has got to do something about it. The national, the other one, the ones who regulate the frequencies.
The NCA.
Yes, something has to be done about this.
Finally, Russia is seeking an unfathomable sum of money from one of the world's biggest tech companies. Google reportedly owes the Kremlin more than 2 decillion rubles. I don't even understand, Charlie. The figure is 2, and the zeros are like 2 billion, like so many billions. And
did they do a dollar conversion?
That's not here as well. They say it's 110 trillion dollars. Yeah, so they are seeking this from. I'm telling you. And then Donald Tusk is also here with the Kamala. Voting is ongoing. We are told about 62 million people have already voted. Early voting. So that'll be it for the newspaper review. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Nathan. There is more coming up shortly.
Oh, jump on go. Ah, go me. And what time when you come back where I no hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I did for you. Many want. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
At 7 on the dot, every day people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would want to remember: star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. Star 770 hash gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payment, airtime, data purchases, so much more. You don't need internet for this. Just dial star 770 hash. No need to panic in any money emergency situation. This is one Nashika would love. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. So dial star 770 hash. They are sponsoring the business news. So dial this number for your solutions to all your money emergencies. Nashika and Co. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Now, Girl Good Energy brings you Girl Super XP. The ideal choice for most vehicles is flowing wow at many of our stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits it comes with. Fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max. This is what you want. Girl Super XP Ufilia Ube Fili Girl Good Energy in our idea. Let's say a special good morning to Nashika Caesar this morning.
Good morning, Caleb.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Super. It's Friday and I'm pumped up.
Awesome.
What's in the news now?
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Bank of Ghana assures it has taken strategic measures to stabilize the city ahead of the festive season. Also coming up, businesses and consumers warned to brace themselves for an impending power crisis through the first half of 2025. And later, in just a few hours, Ghana's telecommunication sector will transition from 4G to 5G in a bold move to bridge the connectivity divide. We settle for the details of our stories now. The Bank of Ghana is ramping up its reserves to strengthen the cedi against depreciation to its major trading currencies. This is coming at a time when demand for foreign exchange is expected to spike. As the festive season approaches, the central bank is thus calming the nerves of businesses and consumers as it is strategically returning the local currency to the path of stability. Currently, the local currency is trading at almost 17 Ghana cedis to a dollar on the forex market, but the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, maintains reserve accumulation is crucial to mitigating currency volatility. This strategy, he explains, will not only strengthen the cedi but also foster investor confidence and broadly support economic stability. He was speaking at the launch of the Concise Law of Banking, authored by private legal practitioner Ifua Apia Edu.
These are the problems in our economy, the issues of the exchange rate, financial sector issues. I think that the good news is that we are making progress. And the developments we are seeing are not very different from what is happening in other jurisdictions. We need to continue to stay focused and implement the appropriate policies and build buffers to be able to support the progress that we are making. We have $7 billion in foreign exchange reserves. If I want to drive the dollar cedi rate to 10 cedis to the dollar, I can do it tomorrow. But what about the day after tomorrow? So we are balancing various factors. We're trying to build reserves, try to manage the exchange rate. All is not lost yet. I think that there is some silver line along the clouds. Hopefully, we will see the appreciation of the currency.
Dr. Ernest Addison is the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Moving on, businesses and consumers must brace themselves for consistent power outages because the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, CEMS, is warning of further power plant shutdowns this month and potentially through the first half of 2025 if the government fails to secure a viable agreement with the Independent Power Producers IPPs. According to CEMS, the country could lose approximately 100,000 megawatts of power from a total demand of 3,700 megawatts. The center indicated that more IPPs may follow the example of the recently shut down by Sanana Sogli's 560 megawatt plan. In an interview with Citi Business News, the executive director of CEMS, Benjamin Insia, urged the government to explore alternative methods for clearing its debt owed IPPs.
Additional outages, even though government has assured us that there will not be outages. Yeah, we at SEMSET believe that the month of November will experience a lot of outages. We say so because if you look at that particular month carefully, most of the service providers, especially generators of power, will not be in business. VRA's Kwong thermal plants, which is doing about 200 megawatts of power, will not be in business unless maybe government gets revenue somewhere to buy diesel oil to fuel that particular plant. It will not be in business. Senate is not going to be in business in the second half of 2024, and Senate is doing about 100 megawatt. Thermal plant 1 will not be in business. It's doing about 100 megawatt. It will not be in business. Thermal plant 2 will also not be in business. It's also doing around 70 megawatt. So only in the month of November we are going to lose more than 1,000 megawatts of power. And
Benjamin Isai is the Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Now, Ghana's telecommunications sector will in just a few hours finally transition from 4G to 5G. But this upgrade is not just technological one, but which is expected to bridge the connectivity divides. As the government rolls out 5G from today, November 1, there are concerns the challenges with 4G adoption could trickle down to the 5G transition. But how has Ghana fared with its 4G journey, and how will 5G drive any economic impact? More in the following report by Citi Business News' Nilati Lati.
In 2015, Ghana launched 4G network. 9 years on, however, the rate of adoption is hovering around 20% against the 80% target set by the government. This is despite the huge investment by major telecommunication companies and government initiatives to expand internet access as the demand for mobile data services by individual households and businesses increases. Mobile operators such as MTN, Telecel and AT have significantly enhanced their 4G infrastructure, leading to improved service delivery. The birth of 4G in Ghana was to transform the economy, cutting across e-commerce, banking and other online services, but the full realization has been hindered by infrastructure, cost and device comparability. With 5G coming on board and its numerous benefits thereof, affordability still remains a pressing issue as high data costs could deter lower income households and small businesses from fully utilizing mobile internet services. Government says it is establishing 5G telecommunication sites to improve the country's high-speed connectivity. NextGen Infraco is the infrastructure company that has received a 10-year license to provide 5G services in Ghana. The company is 55% owned by two African telecom companies, Ascent Digital Solutions Limited and KNET, while the Ghanaian government owns 10%, with the rest being held by local mobile operators and private investors. 5G offers significant advantages, including lower latency and the ability to connect a greater number of devices simultaneously, which can facilitate advancement and other emerging technologies. And so the expectations will be how Ghana taps into this advantage. The challenge to stakeholders will also be to ensure affordability, inclusivity and sustainability for this digital revolution.
Citi Business News' Nilati Lati with that report. Now, some farmers in the country have petitioned Cocoa Board to fast-track resolving issues of deforestation, child labour and safe pesticide use and, more importantly, payment of their living allowance. This action by the cocoa farmers aims to hold Cocoa Board accountable by testing a grievance mechanism that the regulator set up as part of conditions for a $600 million loan arranged by the African Development Bank in 2019. The farmers' 13 number contend that despite Cocoa Board's control and regulation over the cocoa sector, the industry for over a decade has grappled with these challenges. For them, these circumstances are detrimental to the general welfare of cocoa farmers and their families because Cocoa Board has failed to adequately monitor and address these concerns. Let's now have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar could be sold to you at 16 cedis 70 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 21 cedis 70 pesos, and the euro is going for 17 cedis 40 pesos. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goil and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who feel? Good energy. Joy, dear.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh my, this lights is on a bit.
Guinea, ice. Roblanya nyama kamu nyama lezu meledu haja. Malinkop kanata migbona paklakota gleje. Migrena meri kwa ya do pavé. Boba mouvement de la street aji. Na for the kale ya me ya bole. Glodu emile du ko ke moi me plain. Haja. Timanga kota gleje. Midu haja. Yeah. Don't forget your wahala na mu abagala na duwe na jalaga. Awodo kube nyak paliga haja do ski monova vale fariga. Sunday makava maklan. 5 star ma khoju veve. Obo zigi di jojon le sort city. Afya kachi to honji mangam. Da apology. Bakodeji. Chikodeji. Abe matakli. Obeleke. Atende. Amenye Sunday one day. Haja. Timanga kota kleje. Bidu haja. Milego maledu haja.
Kini Ice, he calls this one Hedger. Brings us to business edition shortly. We're talking about investment migration. We brought you this the last time. Many of you have asked for it again, so we'll do that once more. In the meantime, if you need to service your car, you call Auto Parts Wholesale. They have factory service products like engine oils, coolants, transmission oils, batteries, brake pads to keep your car on the road for many years to come. You can locate us at Ashalebotre School Junction, Spinktest Road, North Kaneshi and Hatcho. Numbers to call 020-484-2247, 057-110-0233. Now, to all the female entrepreneurs, agribusiness owners, young entrepreneurs out there, we see you. We understand the challenges you face. Your story matters, and we are here to support you every step of the way. In partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, ABSA is offering SME loans at unbelievable 10% interest rate per annum. So imagine having access to up to 1 million Ghana cedis completely collateral free. This isn't just talk. We've already disbursed 600 million Ghana cedis, supporting over 1,600 businesses within the past year, and we're especially proud that 67.3% of our beneficiaries are women-owned enterprises. Your success is our success. If you're ready to write the next chapter of your success story, visit our SME project office nearest ABSA branch or absa.com.gh. Your story matters, ABSA. Listen, switch to Telecel Fixed Broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry boundary bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers. Existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. So to subscribe to Telecel Fixed Broadband for these amazing offers, dial star 900 hash or use the Telecel Play app or visit a Telecel retail outlet or www.telecel.com.gh and get connected today. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel is connecting energies. So a few weeks ago, we talked about investment migration on the Citi Business Edition, and many of you have requested for same, and we've decided to bring you that conversation once more, looking at how individuals individuals and families can secure residency or even citizenship in exchange of significant foreign investments to shape global finance perspectives. I mean, what does it mean for these investors and economies involved? We have the Managing Director, Clients and Services and Consultant, Troy Henley and Grace Arthur, both at Henley and Partners, and they'll be having this conversation with us. So let's jump into it. Enjoy it. We'll be right back.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see.
This is 97.3 Citi FM. Welcome to your most comprehensive and educative business show on radio. This is the Citi Business Edition. My name is Ni Latte. This morning I have two guests with me in studio coming to have a very insightful and interesting conversation. We are trying to broaden our horizon as far as investment and financial literacy is concerned. We are not talking about your local form of investment, but if you like, this is an investment that will allow us to cross borders. And my guests have years of experience in this space trying to help a number of individuals pursue residency or, if you like, citizenship through investment, because it is increasingly becoming a go-to investment option for individuals who want to increase their asset base. My guests this morning are Troy Henley, Managing Director, Private Client at Henley and Partners, as well as Grace Arthur, who is also a consultant at that same investment company. Lady and gentlemen, welcome to the Citi Business Edition.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Troy. Good morning to you, Grace. It's one interesting conversation we're having this morning because you get to hear a lot of people trying to go in for one form of investment or the other, both on the local scene and also on the international scene. That is investment migration. But for someone who is hearing investment migration for the very first time, for the purposes of education, I want to begin with you, Troy. When we say investment migration, what are we talking about and what are the options thereof?
Yes, so thanks again for having us this morning. It's good to be here. So investment migration is simply a wealthy family making a cross-border investment to another country to obtain their permanent status there, residence or citizenship. And with that, it's migration optionality. You can use that residence or citizenship for travel, or it can be used as a plan B, as an insurance policy. And in terms of the actual investments, the programs themselves, these are set by governments globally. They're created to attract foreign direct investment. Some examples would be real estate-based programs in the EU, where you buy real estate and in return you get a passport or residence. Another example would be in the UK, there is business-based investments where you can get residence of the UK. There's about 40 programs globally, and we work with the very best of those programs for our clients.
And so someone will just walk up to any country, invest money in there, and that person gets residency or, citizenship. In turn, for various reasons, it can be education, it can be business, it can be leisure, it can be all forms of things. But you have been in this space for a very long time. I want to believe a decade and over.
That's true. That's true. Yes, too long.
So too long. So what has the uptake been like?
Yes. So, I mean, the demand for what we do is gone through the roof. A number of different trends are pushing this. I think the main thing that we find is that there's a lot of millionaire migration. We track millionaire migration across the various different years, and it's spiking. There was a short lapse during COVID, obviously, less people could move country, but it's never been higher before. People seeking out better opportunities for their families, people looking to escape political volatility and risks. So we've been extremely busy.
Is it just about investment? Should people just be looking at investment migration as well, leaving my country to another country just because I have money? Explain to me more specifically, how is it in terms of a strategic tool for wealth management? How is this important in the scheme of things?
Yes, so that's actually a good point you raised there. It's actually not always about migration. So there's three main reasons people use our services to get a second residence, second passport. The first one is global mobility. So with a Ghanaian passport, it's a good travel document, but it's not a great one. Unfortunately, it's not visa-free to the UK, US, Canada, number of different countries. So if you obtain a second residence, a second passport to hold with your Ghanaian passport, then your travel ability can expand. For example, a Caribbean passport can allow you travel to 150 countries, including the UK and the EU. Number two, it can be about migration, or rather the option of having migration there if you want. So maybe your kids want to seek education and employment opportunities abroad. Maybe you want to retire somewhere. So it's about having that option. And thirdly, it's about a hedge, because there's a lot of volatility in the world, not least in Europe, in the Middle East, in the Pacific. West Africa also has its fair share of volatility socially, geopolitically. So it's about having a plan B should things go wrong. And I think together those three things are how people are protecting their families, their wealth.
I see. I like how you put it. It's a plan B if things should go wrong. But I'll come back to you for you to explain further on that particular aspect of the whole conversation. But let me come to you, Grace. I also know that you have been with Henley & Partners for a very long time. What do you do there?
So I have been with Henley & Partners for the last 1 year. However, I have been working in the financial services industry in Ghana in the last 20 years. And so in the areas of banking, insurance, and wealth management. And now I am managing high net worth individuals who are seeking to acquire alternative residency and citizenships. So what I do is to take them through the process by giving them options. I try to understand what their objectives are, their family objectives and their business objectives. And once they are able to decide on which one to proceed, I support them from start to finish to ensure that they achieve their objective.
Well, I like the expression high net worth individuals. Does it mean that investment migration is not for everyone?
So the question you asked Troy earlier about migration, you had a concern in there. I'm happy to say that our clients are very successful and highly established individuals, businessmen in Ghana who are not just looking for opportunities to leave Ghana, but they want to be able to take advantage of what is happening in the global space. And so these individuals are, affluent individuals. They are businessmen. They want to be able to have the world stage where they would travel freely without any restrictions. They want to be able to give the opportunity for their children to go to school, top universities, top schools globally. They want to be able to travel with no restrictions. So these are individuals who have acquired some level of wealth, because we are talking of a minimum about $200,000 investments. Yeah.
I see. So which countries are we looking at? Is it that any country at all you may just go there for this form of investment, or there are specific countries that you have been dealing with?
So globally, there are 40 programs available for high net worth individuals to choose from. And at Henley & Partners, we have all of these on our list. And so there are about 8 of them which are citizenship programs, and about the rest are residency programs. Now, the clients have the opportunity to choose between residency programs or citizenship programs. The difference is that residency programs are more of temporarily, and they give opportunity for the individual to live in a foreign land or another country, benefit from education, healthcare, and also business opportunities. So it's ideal for people who want to base themselves, their family members, and their businesses in another country, as against citizenship, which is more permanent, which is more lifelong, and it is also transferable to future generations. And once you are done with the process, as in when you are going through a citizenship program, you will definitely get a passport, and the passport will give you the mobility to be able to travel freely without seeking visas. And the number of destinations you can travel to without visas is determined by the passports.
I see. Just pick one of your success stories and share with us.
So I am happy anytime I'm asked about this question, because increasingly the Ghanaian is opening up to investment migration. In the last 1 year, we've seen about 46% increase in uptake, in inquiries. And so they are realizing the benefits. And that is why we are here talking about this. So a lot more will get to know about it. And so there's the opportunity for people to, preserve their wealth by diversifying into other markets. Now, when you talk about diversification, mainly for the Ghanaian, what they see is diversifying across asset classes. But going through investment migration gives an opportunity for a Ghanaian investor to be able to diversify across regions, beyond Ghana, beyond the borders of Ghana. So stating an example is a Ghanaian, this client that I engaged, he has his businesses here, his children live here, and he wanted to have access to the Europe markets. So what we did was to help him get residence in Europe. And so he got a residency card. He was able to invest in a real estate, which he was very happy about because he loved landed property. So it gives him the security, it gives him the returns that he's looking for. At the same time, it's also giving him a residency card, which is allowing him to travel throughout all the cities or all the countries in that region without seeking visas. Now again, if he wants his children to also go to school, because his children were below 18 years, he was able to secure schools for his children in top universities in Europe.
You decide which option best fits a particular client. When a client comes to you, what do you look out for? And what will make you decide on what option is suitable for this particular client?
So the programs are many, either residency programs or citizenship programs.
Which you say the residency is more or less a temporary one, where the citizenship is more permanent.
More permanent. And so what we do is to understand why the clients want to do this. So if the focus is about being able to travel freely, then it means a passport is required. And so we can talk of the Caribbean passports. There are about 5 programs from the Caribbean. And so we can assist the individual to get a Caribbean passport, which will allow him to travel to about 150 locations or destinations without seeking visas. Now, if it is also just about having access to strategic locations to be able to do business, to be able to base there so the children can go to school, then it means that a residence program will be required. So ultimately, what we do is to understand the clients, and we just align the investment to his lifestyle, his personal goals, family goals, and the overall, family long-term goals that they have.
You are still listening to the City Business Edition on 97.3 City FM. Today, we are coming your way with a conversation on investment migration. My guest, Grace Arthur, consultant at Henley and Partners, as well as Troy Henley, also managing director in charge of private clients at the same organization. So if you just tune in, we are talking about investment migration, the benefits enormous as has been outlined by my guest in studio. People are trying as much as possible to diversify their investment portfolios, and this time around crossing borders, looking at a number of countries they can go in there to invest either for residency or for citizenship. Back to you, Troy. And so if someone is investing as a form of investment migration, what are the areas? I heard Grace mention real estate. Aside from real estate, what are the other options that anyone can walk into a country?
Yes, so obviously it depends on the country and what their program offers, but real estate is one of the most common asset classes, investment funds, businesses, and sometimes it's just a simple donation. You pay a lump sum to a government and that's all they want, that financial injection that you're giving the country.
Are you able to put a figure to this lump sum?
Of course. So again, yes, it varies on program, family size, quite a few factors, but in the Caribbean, the lump sum donation is around $200,000. It's a similar level for Portugal residents. It really does vary based on the country, but that's an indication.
You talk about global mobility as one of the reasons for this kind of, investment, but from your own estimation and what you've gathered over the years, what are the key trends driving this global mobility, and how do these trends influence the various investment decisions for these high net worth individuals you are talking about?
Yeah, good question. Okay, so I think there's two really interesting trends that I've noticed, or we have noticed. The first one is that a lot of the so-called developing countries where the passports are not so optimal to travel, these countries are recognizing the benefits of a second passport, so demand is going through the roof. The second thing, which it might come as a surprise to the listeners, is that our number one client group are Americans. And that seems a little strange. So this is not all about African nations with bad passports and so forth, but we have a huge number of inquiries from Americans and British, and their view is that their governments are doing some things they're not comfortable with. They're being forced to seek insurance policies through second citizenships.
I see. So you cover a lot of these programs. You cover the Portugal Golden Residence Permit Program, the Greece, the Spain, the UK, the US EB5, the Canada, as well as the Caribbean that you have been talking about. But speak to me more specifically on this bit. Amongst these, which one is the most popular, especially for West Africans and in this context, Ghanaians? And if you are to provide an expert opinion, what would that be?
I think that the most common profile of our clients is what Grace mentioned earlier. It's someone who's based in Ghana. They have no intention of leaving, but they're a global person, a global family. They're a global businessman, so they need that travel ability. So they're looking at something like the Caribbean. I think the Caribbean passports in general would be the most popular. They're great travel documents. They're very affordable and they're very, very quick to get. So it's an easy fix. And once you have that passport, if you wake up and decide you need to be in London tomorrow for a meeting, you book a flight. You don't mess around with visas. You don't have all that hassle. So the Caribbean, then secondly, probably EU residences, because these are also travel documents. As Grace said, you can use an EU residence to travel the Schengen area, but that can qualify to a passport later. EU passports are tremendously strong, visa-free to Canada, US.
I see. That's a whole basket of goodies. But let me revert to you, Grace. In terms of regulations, in terms of security, in terms of legal requirements or legal issues surrounding some of these things, if you had to paint a picture, what would that picture be?
And so legal requirements, what you mean is the legal requirements in here regarding these investments. So these are basic investments which are available here and also available elsewhere globally. So, for example, landed properties, real estate. It's allowed for Ghanaians to invest in landed properties locally, internationally. And so, yes, it's very much available to the Ghanaian. And for Ghanaians who are looking to diversify and expand into their real estate investment into other locations, this is an opportunity because there are a lot of benefits beside the security, beside the returns that they get. In addition, they are getting the other benefits we spoke about, which is the mobility, which is the healthcare and the education. So yes, the legal framework around this allows the individual Ghanaian investors to acquire these investments globally.
And also, just for clarity's sake, with these kinds of, investments, are they permanent or they are subject to renewals? How many years are we talking about? Is there a tenor? Maybe explain further when it comes to the issues surrounding investments. We know that if it's a financial investment, we are talking about maybe the principal, the interest, and the tenor. But with investment migration, what are the rudiments surrounding it?
So these investments are determined by the host countries. And so, as Troy mentioned, there are some into real estate, others into fund, and some even come in the form of donation. And so, if it's a donation to a country, then it's not refundable. However, if it is investment into a landed property, talking of the Caribbean, they expect that you invest over 5 years. So, after 5 years, the individual have the opportunity to liquidate, or they also have the opportunity to continue because the property is in their name, so they can decide to continue or liquidate and have access to their funds. So it depends on which program. They all have let me say tenor around it, period around it within which they have to hold the investment for.
Well, this is still 97.3 Citi FM. You are listening to the Citi Business Edition. Today we are talking about investment migration. My guests are from Haley and Partners. The company has, for the past 25 years, been a global leader in residence and citizenship planning, specializing in advising high net worth individuals and their families with gaining residence and or citizenship by assisting them to complete qualifying investment in their country of choice. It has also been a thriving government advisory practice in which they advise countries on assignments ranging from strategic consulting to assistance in the design and implementation of investment-related migration programs. This year, they are in Ghana with the Investment Migration West Africa Roadshow 2024. I know last year they were in Nigeria. And so, Troy, what informed your decision to come to Ghana this time around? Is it that a lot more Ghanaians are showing interest in investment migration? What this whole concept is about?
Yes, so I've been traveling to Ghana for maybe 5 or 6 years. Lucky enough to be visiting this beautiful country, and we have an office here on the back of such huge growth in client numbers. And the natural conclusion was to have a regular event that also includes our partners from overseas. So on Tuesday this week, we had these partners in the room speaking about their countries and program offerings to a select few group of high net worth investors and their professional advisors. So, usually we have very talented team members based here in Accra that can always meet these clients, but for the first time, it's bringing these experts to the clients here in Accra, and I think it was a really special event for that reason.
In terms of participation, what did you see?
Probably I would guess that it's the largest event of its type in Ghana we've ever seen. There's been very small events in the past, small gatherings, but this one was well attended. There was a lot of very interested prospective clients, old clients, professional advisors. It was very interactive. We had a very nice lunch, which always helps. So yeah, all around it was greatly participated. Yeah,
I see. I'll just come back to you in terms of looking into the crystal ball. Where do we see ourselves from here? In the next 5 to 10 years, do we see a lot more? So maybe you can quantify it and then give us some numbers. So maybe you may want to think about it whilst I engage Grace on this particular last leg of the conversation. We are talking about creating lasting legacies for Ghanaian families as far as wealth preservation is concerned. If you are to tie it, why it should become an important element of any individual trying to create wealth for him or herself. Amongst all the portfolios that we have, why should the concept of investment migration be one of the key priorities for any high worth, net individual or family?
So investment migration has been one of the key areas worldwide for families and businessmen to secure their family's future. And so the Ghanaian is now waking up to all of these new trends. And for the Ghanaian, it's been in three main ways. My experience in the Ghanaian market, where the opportunities are, where the interests are in three main ways. First of all, is to be able to preserve the wealth that they have already created. So it's a lot of work here in our environment to create wealth. So once they do that, the high net worth individual want to be able to protect that. And they do that through diversification. And so investment migration gives them the opportunity to now diversify beyond Ghana. And yes, they go into stable markets like the North American markets, the Caribbean markets, Europe markets, and that's how they are taking advantage. The second way that they are creating legacies is in the area of education. We spoke about it. Now the Ghanaian is prioritizing education for their children. So they want their children to go to top universities, and investment migration does that for them. And so they are investing, and they are not only getting the mobility, but they are getting higher and international standard of education for their children. And that has a way of giving them some savings, because once the children go to school, they are not considered as international students. They are considered domestic students, and the parents make savings. The other way is the mobility that we have already mentioned. Now, we don't have to be restricted to the country where we are born into. Now, high net worth individuals in Ghana are looking for optionality. They want to be able to open the globe to their families, to their children, and that's why they show interest in investment migration. So it's a way that they build and secure their family's future with this great tool.
We may have been talking about the good sides of investment migration, but just as like any other investment, there are risks attached to it, and then people take up investment based on their risk aversion. And so perhaps educate us, what are the kinds of risk anyone would be facing if he or she goes into this kind of investment? I know there will be one or two, downsides to it, but with your experience and your expertise, you help, individuals who have shown interest in some of these investments to manage these risks.
So I must say that in everything, there's some level of risk that come with it. And when it comes to investment migration, we must note that the governments, various sovereign states, are in charge of the programs. And so they determine what kind of financial requirements that investors must bring in to have the status of residency or citizenships. They actually hold dear these programs because it helps them to raise foreign direct investment. So they do well to protect the reputation of these programs. Again, at Henley & Partners, we're also very much concerned about our clients. And so we go the extra mile to also do our due diligence on all of these programs, even before we offer to our clients. So these investments range from landed property, and over here, landed, it's secure. You see it, you feel it, your name is on it. And so I must say that is, in terms of the risk, is minimal. And then the other investments like, other funds, even that we have extensively done our due diligence to ensure that these funds performed in the future, and the projections for it into the future, they've performed in the past, and projections for it into the future are looking great. And that's what we do at Henley & Partners.
I see. We are wrapping up, but I just want us to conduct a very quick exercise. Earlier when you mentioned the residency and the citizenship, I'm just wondering, for anyone who will want to go in for either of the options, what are the advantages and disadvantages with each of the options, if you are able to explain that to me?
I would not necessarily say the advantages and disadvantages. I would rather say it depends on what the objectives are
for that individual.
Of that individual, his personal lifestyle,
so more of like,
his objective, and the
preference.
Exactly, because they are all good programs. And so a client who is looking to just base himself in a country, in a strategic location, have access to healthcare, education, business opportunities. Ultimately, having access to residence program from that country is enough, as against someone who is looking to travel globally without restrictions, because data shows that there are 49% of Ghanaians who are refused for Schengen visas. And you would find that there are very important people, businessmen, who have to travel for conferences, for business transactions, are in that list. And they are very frustrated. So for such a person, he would want to acquire a passport that will allow him to travel freely without some of these restrictions. And they are not just looking out for themselves, they also look out for their children and their family members, because the restrictions they face, they do not want their children to also face.
I see. Well, Troy, let me come to you. I told you that I was coming to you for some figures. I don't know if you have it now, but be as it may, maybe just quickly, what would be your advice for anyone interested in, investment migration, especially a first-time investor? What would be your advice, and what should that person be looking out for? And then I'll come to Grace for her to tell us about how anyone can begin this journey.
So there's a few things that come to mind. I guess first, be very clear about what your motivations are, what you want to do. If you are that businessman who wants global access for your business activity, be very clear on the countries you want access to. If you want to set your kids up for education, then think about the countries they'll need access to as well. So have that clear picture in mind, first of all. And then I think the next most important thing is talk to a reputable firm, because there's many firms out there, and the reputable firms will take you very seriously, understand your profile, find a solution for you that fits you, not one that they want to push on you. There's a difference. And a firm that really has a reputation to look after. So we're a very large firm. We've been around for 25 years. We have our headquarters in London, across the road from King Charles. We can look into his garden from our windows. And we have a physical office here in Accra. So we're a very serious firm. We're not here to rip off or mess around clients. A firm like us is going to look after you.
A firm like yours is what anyone should look up to. So
yes,
back to Grace. How does anyone begin this journey with a firm like yours?
Yeah. So I want to state that access to the world's economic output is very important to the Ghanaian investor. And so we are just welcoming all investors in Ghana, businessmen in Ghana, high net worth individuals in Ghana. They can go to our website, www.henleyglobal.com or ghana@henleyglobal.com. Alternatively, they can call me on 020-222-0496. The process is very simple. I am ready to meet with clients, either in their office or in our office at Mevenpick on the 9th floor. We can have a Zoom conversation, whichever way is convenient for the client, being it in person or virtually. We can have that conversation, and I'm ready to assist them, take them through the process, give them the options so they can choose.
All right, so this has been our conversation on investment migration. Troy Henley, Managing Director, Private Client at Henley & Partners, as well as Grace Arthur, a consultant at Henley & Partners, talking about investment migration. In fact, there has been a conversation where we have been discussing how individuals can increase their assets, diversify their investment portfolios for global mobility, for education purposes, for business education, through securing residency or citizenship. And so this has been part of the City Business Edition on 97.3 Citi FM. Thank you so much, Grace and Troy. My name is Neil Atilate. Thank you for tuning in. Do stay tuned in. This is Citi 97.3 FM.
My God. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
My brothers, my sisters, this be very important message where I want to tell you. If we want make Ghana better, we for no blame government alone. The thing we need be integrity from every port official. Because if we no get integrity, it means say we no go get transparent transactions. What we mean when we say transparent transactions? It means say if we dey do too much kululu, when we declare goods, it go bring too much corruption for our ports. Abi you know dada, it go increase the price of clearing goods. And all this go affect trade facilitation. And my brother, Charlie, that money where it costs to clear that good, go they come out from my pocket and your pocket too. Yo. So, make we change our eye. Make we understand, say, integrity be the number one thing for our business. To learn more, visit www.integritynigeria.org.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi, you mean omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
At your service.
From the classroom to the lab, from the village to the city, the NPP's commitment to education is building a brighter Ghana. Free SHS isn't just about free tuition, it's an investment in Ghana's future. We have topped it up with free TVET and STEM education, skilled graduates, innovative thinkers, and a thriving economy. That's the promise of free SHS.
3 of my cousins have benefited from free SHS since 2017. One has graduated and is in nursing training. The other 2 are also in the university. I'll vote number 1. I'll vote for Baumia on December 7th.
We are building a better tomorrow through education. Vote NPP. Vote number 1. Vote Baumia. Baumia means business. Esro.
This is a special security announcement. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing, announces big discounts on all sliding security barriers, roller shutters, and clear guards to protect homes and offices from criminals. Trelidor is fighting rising prices by offering big savings and lower prices. Be safe, secure your premises. Google Trelidor or call 0561 24 24 24. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Happy New Month, everyone. Welcome to Kickoff, the Friday edition of the City Sports on the Citi Breakfast Show. With me, Kavi Ofe. We're up to match week 10 of the English Premier League plus some boxing news and the Ghana Premier League. We're on the wings of Shell Lachelle, Zonda GH, and Polytown Ghana, Papa Nenye. All right, let's start off with some boxing news. And the Ghana Boxing Federation, their vice president, Dauda Fuseni says the ministry's lack of support for Team Ghana's participation at the IBA World Youth Championship in Montenegro is unspeakable. While the Black Rockets, Ghana's national youth boxing team, made their debut in the competition but have recorded some mixed results against their opponents in the various categories at the ongoing championships. Well, nonetheless, Fuseni views this as a valuable lesson experience for the young bosses as the federation works to prepare them for the Black Bombers team.
Told you the last time in our conversation, we wrote to the ministry. I have a copy of the letter which was received by the secretariat from the ministry, and then we also wrote to the president. We sent letters for both the vice and then the president itself. We received a response from the office of the president, asking us to redirect our plea to the sports ministry, which we did. We made follow-up. We went there, back and forth. Most of the times when we go, we don't see the minister. They'll tell us the minister is out, he has traveled, he's gone this, he's gone that. So, in fact, we have done our best. We've made a lot of follow-ups, chasing them here and there just to make sure this thing happens. But at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. Because a boxer knows that it's his to train hard to go and fight. You understand? So if a boxer trains so hard and get to a point that he himself thinks that maybe the trip will come on, it will not come on, it will come on. I mean, the mind will just be divided. You understand? That focus, the initial focus in the mind will be divided and you have a divided attention. So I think it played a serious role in, affecting their performance.
All right, so that's Dauda Fuseni, the Vice President of the Ghana Boxing Federation, speaking to City Sport. We do some football news. In the Ghana Premier League, Gold Stars will aim to extend their unbeaten run in the Ghana Premier League as they welcome struggling Dreams FC on Sunday. However, the weekend kicks off with exciting matchups later today when defending champions FC Samatex take on Midyama Sporting Club. But for Midyama, their head coach is Nebotsa Kapo, and he's described as a position on the league table as unfortunate, emphasizing that his team won't underestimate the Phobians this season.
Yeah, this is a very difficult situation for them. They didn't start perfect, but this match is always excellent for their opponent because they are a very big team, one of the biggest in Africa, and I'm very happy always when we are playing a match like this match. And doesn't matter position of the table, this is always excellent match for us, and like I told, I'm very happy because of this. We are preparing always like they are the best because they are really always they have good players. I didn't realize what is their problem, and this is something what is not my problem. I don't.
All right, so that's Midyama's head coach Nebotsa Kapo speaking there. Well, they'll take on Hartlepool later tonight at the TNA Stadium in Takwa. FC Samatex 1996 will travel to the capital to face the Accra Lions and University of Ghana Stadium also later today. Sunday features 6 matches, including Kotoko hosting Heart of Lions at the Linkley Sports Stadium. Vision FC will play. They'll take on Indiana FC in that game. And Sorchaman FC will host Bicham United in the Bono Derby. Brekum Chelsea welcome newly promoted side Basake Holy Stars. Karela United face Nations FC at the Tamale Sports Stadium. Legon Cities will take on Young Apostles at the University of Ghana Stadium. Away from the Premier League, that's the Ghana Premier League. Let's head to the English Premier League. All right, and so Newcastle United, they're in action later tomorrow against Arsenal at 12:30 p.m. at the St. James's Park. Bournemouth take on Manchester City. Ipswich is up against Leicester City. Liverpool will play Brighton. Nottingham Forest up against West Ham United. Southampton play Everton. Wolves will play Crystal Palace at the Molineux. On Sunday, we've got Tottenham Hotspur v Aston Villa at 2 p.m. Manchester United will face Chelsea at 4:30 p.m. at Old Trafford, and there's only one place to listen to live radio commentary. That's City 97.3. Well, off the pitch, United are still trying to sort out the Amorim deal. However, the Portuguese has reacted to that again, and he says there'll be clarification over his expected move to Manchester United after Sporting's games against Australia later today.
two clubs. It's never easy, even with the clauses. It's never easy. They have to talk, and we'll have clarification after the game. It will be very clear. So it's one more day after the game tomorrow.
All right, so that's up. Sporting Lisbon's head coach, Ruben Amorim. His words to the United fans. Just hold on. Everything will be done later today. That's your sport. For more, you can head to City Sports Online. That's coming on X at City Sports GH. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, Lachelle, Zonda GH, and Politan Ghana. My name is Gabriel. For back later at 5 p.m. with Sports Flash on the Traffic Avenue. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Did take care and bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off the Aflao Road. Call 0501 772 222 or 0501 773 333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Politankinye, Papa Nunye, Politankinye, Papa Nunye, Papa Naka Mesio, Papa Nunye Kamesio, only one Politan, strong and reliable, trusted by generation. We want the citizens to buy only Politan. Hey, Politan, hey, Politan. Politankinye, Papa Nunye, Politankinye, Papa Nunye, Accra Plumbers, say so.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Ojo is the song, isn't it? Yeah, Samini and Oforian Ponsa. How old is this song?
When did the song come out?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Mid-noughties? Probably.
Yeah.
DJ Abek, when did this song come out? Mid-noughties? I think so. 2000 and something.
Yeah, I was not even in JHS at the time when the song came.
2006?
It's a
7?
good one.
Okay, we'll find out when it came.
I really
but
love
it's a really good song. It's one of Oforian Ponsen's very
good compositions, right? 2000 and what? 7. Yeah,
2007. I knew it.
I was in class 5. I was in class 5. I remember because we're in a school bus. Wait. No, when the school bus going to school when the song was, when raining at the time. Yeah, when I first heard it, it's such a good one. No, so it's a good one, and Professor Ejapoma Jechidaku is requesting this song to Professor Ebu Texan because she says that no Owodo Pamame. So she and Sumpa Texan are wishing Professor Ebu Texan a very happy birthday. They say use this song to enjoy your Friday. Yeah, because there's a lot of love waiting for you at home. Yeah, it's a very good one. Happy birthday, Prof. Now, it's a very interactive show. We'll be jumping into the conversation for today. Afrobarometer has released its 10th survey, and we are seeing that 71% of Ghanaians say unemployment is the most important problem they want their government to fix. Follows closely by infrastructure. There is health, education is there. A very interesting correlation. We see that we see that with the Afrobarometer and the NCCE survey, there's a very strong correlation. The issues are aligning almost in the same order. So we'll be jumping into that. But Atu Ozinapia sends a message and he says Ojo by All For Real and Samini was 2006. And I'm not the only one loving this one. Yeah, we are all loving it. In the meantime, money is difficult to come by. That's why it is even more important that you buy trusted and time-tested brands that the majority endorse when it comes to making a purchase. When it comes to water storage tanks in Ghana, the name you all know is Polytank. Has been around for more than 30 years and has been 7 generations for years. It's the finest, the best, and certainly the original. So whenever you think of storing water, make no mistakes. Go for guaranteed quality. Choose Polytank near Papanunier. Caution though, Polytank does not request for Momo payment online. Now it's 1st November. We know that your wards are reporting for school. For the parents out there, how smooth has the process been for you? Would like to know. Seeing as education is also very big for all of us, a good percentage of Ghanaians say they want the government to maintain the free SHS. In other surveys, we've seen that a good number are also asking for an improvement of saying, what has your student experience been like? I'm talking about the experience of your ward while, and this is for the first years in senior high school, right? For you, the parents, you've had the prospectus ahead of time, we understand. So how easier was it this time around? We've seen a very strong success rate for the computerized school selection placement system, CSSPS. So let us know. Feedback is great, so we can make it even better for you. And you know that in a world where dreams are the driving force, one company stands out as the hope of transformation. I'm talking about Zonda Ghana Limited, your one-stop shop for quality trucks like Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks, and oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. At Zonda Ghana Limited, we do not only create opportunities and empower people, but also provide top-notch after-sales service for heavy and light-duty trucks and machinery. We have 7 branches around the country. Visit us. Our head office is off the Tema Aplao Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave in Tema. So call us on 050-177-2222, 050-177-3333. Zonda is built in Ghana, building Ghana. At any point, join the conversation. The WhatsApp line is 0549-986-996, 0549-986-996. Now tomorrow, here's a big one tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, the family of Madame Lydia Nyakua Edufo, our very own chairman Omane's mom, she goes home tomorrow. And this is happening at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Samuel Otu Congregation, Latte Equiapim, 4:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Lying in state and pre-burial service will be happening. And then at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Samuel Otu Congregation, 9 a.m. the burial service starts. Interment will be at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana Cemetery, Latte Kube Ase at Latte Equiapim. Reception follows immediately after burial service. And then the final funeral rites Saturday, November 2, tomorrow again at Latte Kubase Football Park at 1 p.m. And then Thanksgiving service will happen on Sunday, November 3, 2024 at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana Samuel Otu Congregation, Latte Equiapim. And this is happening at 9 a.m. El Chemano, Cheman Omane, Cheman, oh Cheman. No, Chema, we are in you in spirit, in prayers, and we'll be there. Condolences to Chairman Omani and Co. So unemployment remains the big thing that everyone is thinking about. 41% of Ghanaians are worried about the rate of unemployment. We'll be looking into that. It's a big conversation for us. And at any point, the conversation, you can join us 0549-986-996. Important announcement for you, however, Nathan brings you some of that.
Yes, if you are a female entrepreneur, you are in the agribusiness space. We understand there are challenges out there. That's why MasterCard Foundation and APSA are partnering to give you SME loans at an unbelievable 10% interest rate per annum. Imagine getting about 1 million cedis completely collateral free, and your success is our success. And it's not just talk. APSA and MasterCard have been doing this in the last year or so. So go to apsa.com.gh or visit any APSA branch near you to find out more. Your story matters. APSA. Now, let's talk about the Affinity app. Is super easy to use. They've got loans that are accessible and affordable, but the real magic is that there are no monthly fees, no transaction fees, zero fees. Imagine banking when you don't have to keep an eye on those extra charges sneaking in. If it sounds like something you want to be part of, just dial *229# to get the app, or check out affinityghana.com. With Affinity, you're not just banking, you're in.
Yeah. I bet you know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's a classic production of the Man in the Mix. Appear to. Rap some more. Go to me. Feel this. Okay.
Mr. Emmanuel Boache Abebi of Apostolic Church Odoko number 3 Assembly. You're an amazing father and we celebrate your good heart on this special day. We ask for God's blessings of good health and long life for you. This is from your children Jerry Boache Dankwa, Benis Osei and Jennifer, as well as our beautiful mom Janet and all your in-laws. Good morning, CBS team. I'd like to wish my daughter Kokui Ami Dawson of Soul Clinic International School a big happy birthday. It's our prayer that she grows up in the wisdom of God. From mommy, daddy, and your little brother Fui Akbar, you say. Good morning. Please wish my daughter Nanabana Masida Bafo Boni a happy blessed birthday as she turns 2 today. From his lovely parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bafo Boni, her siblings in Kunim, Acheze, and Nyamiye. We say God richly bless and keep you, protect and grant you his favor, grace and mercy. You'll always be a thanksgiving to God, just like your name. We love you so much. Now we've got exciting news for you. We'd like you to know, just as join us at all our selected branches from now until Friday, November 8, 2024 at our SME fair and get incredible discounts on toiletries, provision, clothing and drinks. The First Bank Ghana SME fair is on at our Atomic Junction branch from now until Friday, November 1, then Monday, November 4 till Friday, November 8. The First Bank SME fair moves to the Santa Maria branch, Blue Kiosk Junction, Tema Community 1 is happening at the One Market Square. Spintex 1 branch is near the Allied Oil filling station and Dansuman is near Dansuman Market. Visit any of our branches and enjoy free eye screening and code NOT. Number to call is 0531 072 643. First Bank, you first. So I have in my hands, Nathan, the Citizens Policy Priorities.
Okay.
Economic Conditions and Government Performance Survey. This is highlights from the Afrobarometer Round 10 survey in Ghana. Citizens Policy Priorities, Economic Conditions and Government Performance, highlights from the Afrobarometer Round 10 survey. And the interesting findings I would run listeners through very quickly, and then we will delve into the conversation. Now, the question for the parents out there who've taken the awards through senior high school is: share your experiences with us from when the results came, when you had to go get the items on your prospectus, reporting to school and all. If you've been successful with the SPSS, let us know. If you are doing the self-placement also, how has it all been? It will be good to know, as education is still one of the big priorities for many Ghanaians according to all the surveys we are having now. But if you're looking at the key findings of this survey number 10, then it is that unemployment remains one of the key problems that Ghanaians want the government to address. In fact, 41% unemployment, so 41% is the mostly frequently cited problem that Ghanaians want the government to address. And this is followed by infrastructure. We have roads, that is 38%, and then health, that is 33%. Now, there's a strong citizens' demand for the next government to continue the free senior high school policy. 85% of the respondents said same. And then planting for food and jobs has 81%. One district, one factory has 71%. On one village, one dam, you have about 60% wanting the next government to continue that initiative. If there is one initiative that a good number of Ghanaians want the next government to discontinue, Nathan, I'm sure you can guess this one very easily. Yes, absolutely. 79% of respondents favor the discontinuing of the electronic transfer levy, which is the e-levy. Now, 7 in 10 Ghanaians say they or someone in their household went without a cash income at least once during the previous year. Many also report shortages of medical care. That's 54%, very worrying. Water, 44%. Food, 44%. Cooking oil, 12%. Now, in the last 12 months, 8 in 10 Ghanaians, that is 82%, have experienced low, moderate, or high levels of lived poverty.
Okay.
In the past 12 months, 8 in 10 Ghanaians, that's very significant, have experienced either low, moderate, or high levels of lived poverty. And since 2017, the share of Ghanaians who have experienced moderate or high lived poverty has increased from 19% to 45%. Since 2017, from 19% to 47%, people have experienced moderate to high lived poverty. It means that there's a significant increase here. And the majority of Ghanaians say the country is heading in the wrong direction, and they offer negative assessments of the country's economic condition and their personal living conditions. Now, fewer than half, that is 45%, expect the country's economic condition to improve over the coming year. So people are hopeful, and the ratings of the government's economic performance have declined sharply and are overwhelmingly negative. It goes on and on to tell you a couple of things, but Sky and Nathan, in the face of all the government interventions with respect to job creation, we've seen some youth job creation models that have come up under the YEA. There's been the NEIP, also international organizations like GIZ and other partner agencies like that. You have Agri Impact. A good number of institutions like that have rolled out training programs, apprenticeship programs, and all. And there's been a lot of job fairs and all of that. But it appears that we still have a hurdle to cross with respect to job creation, and a good number of the youths think that, look, unemployment is big on their table, whilst infrastructure and roads continue in that direction. If you remember, Nathan, in the NCCE survey, a lot of people said they wanted the government to actually construct and maintain good quality roads. So infrastructure comes up very strongly, and then this time around you see health coming in the third place. With all the efforts that have been put into job creation, is 41% worrying for you, Nathan? I'll start with you, Nathan. Coming from 41% with the unemployment rate, with all that we've been hearing, 2 million jobs created, hoping to create a lot more, and then linking it up to the infrastructure, roads, health, education, and all. Does it jump at you as very significant or worrying, concerning?
Yeah, look, whenever these surveys are done, you look at the surveys and you look at everything government officials tell us in terms of jobs created and blah 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 and all of that. I always ask a very simple question: that if the government or a government official says they've created, or the government has created X number of jobs, the truth is always found in some of these surveys. So if these jobs have been created, how come there's a high number of people who are unemployed? Who got those jobs? What kind of jobs were they? Were they full-time jobs, part-time jobs, seasonal? Was it a one-time job? That's why these surveys are important, because they tend to put a lot of things into context. And they give you an opportunity to ask more probing questions, especially from the government. Because if we did a straw poll right now, or we asked people to open the phone lines, and we asked people to tell us whether they were employed or unemployed, or they knew somebody who didn't have a job, I'm sure the numbers would run into millions. So whenever government says, oh, they've created X number of jobs, you wonder when you hear some of these surveys and the responses and the percentages and numbers. At the base of everything, a country that has a high unemployment rate is cooking a recipe for major disaster. And if you look at our population dynamics, you have a lot more young people in our population. The base is broader, and as you go to the top in terms of age, it gets narrower. What are we doing to occupy all these young people? We've listened to several experts from different fields, and I'll just cite one or refer to one. National security. We've heard several national security people who know their stuff, talk about the fact that when young people don't have work to do, you are setting yourself up for a major challenge. So we need to look at unemployment, and we need to figure it out very quickly. There's a lot of talk about prepping young people, creating the environment so they can create their own jobs. It's not just, when you want to do that, it's not one thing. You don't do one thing. It's a mix of different things. So the environment for businesses will have to be viable, so much so that if I want to start a business on my own, I can do so without major restrictions. Interest rates are so high. So if you want to start a business, think about the cost of even doing business and all these other things that come into it. So it's a mix of different things, but the numbers are very disturbing. The numbers are extremely disturbing. And if I heard you right, I think the number has shot up from 2017 till now. That's what, 5 years? So within a 5-year gap, we've had unemployment numbers go up. Well, what was the base figure in 2017? If you can give me that.
Yeah, I'll get that for you in a second.
I'll get that for you in a second. Even as you look for the numbers, it's a challenge it's very apparent. Very, very, very apparent. If you drive around in this city, even if you go into the inner parts of the country, it's there. Yesterday, there was a TV report on Channel 1 News, and you had some people engaged in Galamsey. And one of them said, it's because we didn't have work to do. So this is what we want to do to survive. So it's a survival matter. People want to earn something that keeps them together. And unemployment not only puts money in your pocket, it elevates your status in terms of you are working. So mentally, you are in a good place. I know several people who have not worked, and you can tell that their mental health is in tatters because of the stigma, the pressure, the desperation, all of these things. So we'll have to do far, far better than we are doing as a country in terms of proper job creation, giving young people the opportunity to work, gain something or get gainful employment, earn something at the end of the day so they can contribute their quota. We speak a lot about this country not having money, tax and revenue. All of this is linked to employment, whether with an entity or working for yourself. Either way, if people cannot do any of these things, we'll have a problem as a country. So the Afrobarometer survey, it is disturbing, but it highlights the very stark reality that faces us as a country. And we will have to do a lot more. We are in campaign season. Candidates are saying all kinds of things. As they say all kinds of things to excite the electorate, they need to think deeply about how to implement all these policies stated in their manifestos, because really the young Ghanaian wants to work. The young Ghanaian has the right to work. They need to put their hands to good use so they can gain some money, have some dignity, live decent lives, and keep themselves out of trouble. Because for those who are not working, they are the ones who, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
if you are not
available,
you can all kinds of things can happen to them.
Trouble.
So we'll have to do a lot better. And I hope these numbers and the data from the Afrobarometer will set our leaders thinking more deeply, or thinking deeper about how to solve this thing, because once you do not solve it, it becomes a major problem across several dimensions, and then you have issues on your hands.
So since 2017, the figure, back to the figure you asked for, since 2017, the share of Ghanaians who have experienced moderate or high lived poverty has increased from 19 to 45%. Again, goes back to underscore
so if you disaggregate, you have people who, for example, may be working, but their income levels have stagnated, and the cost of living the costs have gone up. So there's that. And there are those who don't even earn anything at all. So of course your status in terms of that poverty mix will get to the more extreme end, because you don't even earn anything. Right? So like I'm saying, so there are two bands: the people who don't even earn anything at all, and there are those who work, but for example, their salaries have never seen an increment. Meanwhile, the other costs have gone up: bills, things on the market, whatever, all these things have gone up. So clearly to strip away what you earn, and of course you find yourself in this very, very complex poverty mix.
There's an interesting breakdown here where the with respect to unemployment, infrastructure, roads and health, they break things down for us to know respondents in rural versus urban areas, what the most important problem is for them. And then between men and women, what are their priorities? And then when you come to the level of education of the respondents, you get to know what their top priority is. So if you go to rural areas, for example, unemployment, 34% of the people said unemployment was their most important problem they want the government to solve. And 45% thought infrastructure and roads were the most important things for them. And then health comes with 36%. In urban areas, unemployment goes ahead of those in rural areas. So in urban areas, 46% of respondents in urban areas thought that unemployment was the most important problem. And then you have 33% say infrastructure was, then you have health later. Between men and women, unemployment ranks 41% as the most important problem for women. For men, it is 40%. And when it comes to infrastructure and roads, women say 37%, men say 38%. And then when you go to health, for men it's 36%, and for women it is 30%. And then if you go to the educational backgrounds also, post-secondary, respondents who have post-secondary qualifications say unemployment is, 45% of them said unemployment is important. When you come to those with secondary school, it's 42%, primary school 41%, and then non-formal education is 30%. Post-secondary 31% on infrastructure, secondary 40%, it goes on and on. But Sky, here's what I'm seeing here, right? I mean, if 41% of your population say that unemployment is the biggest thing for them, you have a population of about 35 million people, right? Every day people eat, every day people move, every day people need clothes, and people need all the accessories that come with it. People always buy cosmetic products and everything, and so the country needs to. I see that education is number 4 on this as one of the most important problems, and I feel education is one of the key tools that the country can use to deal with its unemployment issues, right? Because then if you decide that, okay guys, this is the most important problem we have, which is unemployment. We want to reduce unemployment significantly. And we also look at our consumption rate. Every day we eat, every day we clothe, every day we move around. So for all these needs that we have, how can we use our educational structure or curriculum to prepare people to provide solutions to such problems so that the unemployment rate will not increase as it were? And when you do that also, the next thing is infrastructure, right? So you remember the former finance minister some time back said, the public service is choked and that more graduates should, be creating their own jobs. Of course, people didn't take kindly to that. They thought that he shouldn't be the one telling us that. But again, if you are also going to create jobs yourself, do you have the infrastructure to support the same. So that in terms of physical infrastructure, digital infrastructure, have you put in place a robust system where people can create jobs and employ people and also create wealth for themselves?
I think the answer is not straightforward. It is much more nuanced. And I say this going back to the report as published by CDD, the Afrobarometer report, and generating deep insight from what the people say their needs are. And then also what they expect to continue. Now, you spoke about job creation, and from the figures, 41% of the people say that it is the most urgent problem for you, of the people surveyed. Those were the people spoken to. Nearly half of them, 41% is almost there, say that job creation is a major issue for them. Now, you also need to contextualize that within the figures around one village, one dam. We're told 60% of them say that that policy must continue. One district, one factory, 71% of the respondents said that that policy must continue. Planting for food and jobs, 81% saying that that must continue. And then also opposition to free senior high school, e-levy, 79%. And then you also have free senior high school, 85% of them saying that
it must continue.
Now, if you contextualize your discussion of the 41% within the context that I just described, what it tells you is that Ghanaians believe that the one village, one dam policy has a way or can produce job opportunities. Because what are the biggest problems some of our farmers face? Developing the capacity to be able to water their crops.
Irrigation.
All year. Or at least about half or more of the years of production, right? So that if you have a way of consistently having access to water your farm, then one can argue that the investments you make in agriculture would not go waste. If you have a way of ensuring that your livestock have access to fresh water, then by gaining access to fresh water and by feeding them on the same, or maybe creating pastures as a result of using the access you have to fresh water, would also, in a way, encourage your investment in the agri space. Then you will not have a situation where you have nothing doing. At least you would have something doing. You might not see agriculture for you as the destination, but other people would invest in that space, because you spoke brilliantly about the fact that people will continue to feed. Now, this is a country that is still importing a lot of meat products. We are still importing a lot of chicken. We're still importing a lot of grains. Now, if you have a reliable way of having access to water, then we can turn many of the arable lands or parcels of land that we have around the country into very useful fields for food production to feed not only Ghana or Ghanaians, but feed the rest of Africa, or at least the West Africa, that has in excess of 400 million people. So you then see the connection between the one village, one dam policy, which has been badly implemented. If you look at the records, a lot of promise was made about it. Implementation has had challenges. So the vision, great, but in terms of carrying it out, there have been problems. So the people seem alive to the fact that this thing can help us. So why not ensure that it is done and done properly? I think the politicians looking at the numbers would have to reassess the situation and say that, look, this is not a time to be going after the policy and saying that, oh, it's a bad policy. It's about how you can refine it.
Optimize it
in a way that helps you and I, because all of us want to reduce how much of our money we are spending monthly on food. How much of that is going into other spaces which could have been reduced had there been ready access to some of these, farming communities. The roads are bad, you said. The figures tell us that infrastructure is a major concern for
folks in the rural
areas. In the rural areas. Now, these are people who aspire to have their farm produce sent to Accra and other cities so that there will be value for their investment. Because when people come and buy and they send them to Accra, without all the problems that come with transporting and then the food going bad and tomatoes going bad and all of that, then they have value for their investments. Then they are encouraged to put a lot more money into agriculture in their communities. So then the rural-urban drift that we complain about all the time will reduce. You understand? So one of the ways of improving the conditions of the people in the rural areas is ensuring that the roads are in a better shape. Because if I can, be assured that I will send for a tubers of yam from, say, Nyankpala or wherever it is, and they will get to Accra in good time, without any problems with the yam, the quality or the integrity of the yam, then what it means is that I would engage in that business. By so doing, I'm adding some value to the efforts of the farmer in the north of the country or in the Volta region or wherever they are doing the farming. So you see that connection. Then also the one district, one factory policy. Again, it was widely talked about. There has been some attempt to implement it in a way that serves all of us. It's not been a huge success. There have been some positives and there are also negatives. Now, if you look at the numbers, Ghanaians are telling us that they believe that 71% of them say that they want this thing to continue. Now, if you have more factories around the country, and those factories are properly tailored to the needs of the Ghanaian people, and then also the opportunities available in those local areas, then you are in a way answering the unemployment question. Because if the factories are running, the people are producing in the fields, they can convert whatever raw materials that they're churning out from the field into useful industrial outputs. Then in that way, unemployment in these villages will go down, or in these townships will go down. People who use unemployment as a shield to say they are engaging in galamsey, perhaps would think twice. Those who use unemployment as a shield to say, look, let's get into robbery or other criminal activities, would have to do something about their situation, because there is a way of engaging you in a useful way. So if 41% of the people are telling you that unemployment is a major concern and government should do something about it, then it means that we need to put a lot of money or more money into job creating institutions or policies that will make it possible for us to solve part of the problem.
These job creation efforts led by government, have they often worked?
No, you see,
have they proven efficient way of reducing the unemployment burden?
No, I'm not talking about these JIDA, these youth employment agency, that useless thing they do, because really I don't see, we just waste money.
The youth models. They train them and they say they give them seed money.
Majority of if you look at the reports day in, day out, it's a big drain on the national purse. It is not the business of government to go into creating jobs for the people. What you do is to create the right environment for private sector people to invest. Now, if you have a way of setting up a company in your village, like Bozuma, so you have, a ranch, you are able to raise about 100 or so sheep, cattle in there, chicken in there. You engage about 3 people because there is ready access to what? Water and all the other inputs you need. Because the government has created the right environment. You have access to capital. The road is good. And there is a factory somewhere there in the Ketu South Municipality that will take some of the things you are producing. So there's a butcher. Your what do you call it? Your sheep ready. They slaughter it. And then the produce ready for market. People are buying. That is a way of empowering you economically. And by so doing, many other people are empowered. You understand? The government, by so doing, creating the environment, is not directly involved in job creation. You are doing that. 3, 4, 5 million people in that particular space, engaging 3, 4, 5 people who are Ghanaians or even invited into this country to work, that is how you create a viable economy. What you don't do is every month, a huge chunk of our resources going into people who are sweeping and not even sweeping the streets. And we say that that is job creation, or we are training them in one way or the other, when in fact, we know that we are wasting the resources. In some cases, it's only party apparatchiks who have access to these things. I know friends who put in requests to be able to train some of these people in a truly useful way. But because they don't have a party card, or they don't know somebody at the top, or they were asked something which they could not provide, then they were not given the opportunity to go into these spaces. And then people who are party people have been given the opportunity, and it is just chopping the money without doing the work. We have been doing these things since when? The days of Roland Agambire, right? When we heard about Jibda and all the things that we have heard about. Since the Kufuor days, when the youth of this country, I need water, went into the communities to line up for hours in order to do what? Register their names. Nothing happened.
I would let you catch your breath so I get back to you on that. I'll let Sky catch some breath, and I would also like to bring our attention to. You see, I feel that in dealing with the unemployment issue, the education angle is one that I feel has a very potent ability to help recalibrate the structure of the economy, in the sense that, I mean, if you are every year graduating a good number of people through tertiary institutions every year, the question is, how many of them have employable skills? How many of them have employability skills? I remember back in school, the school administrators will tell you that, our job is to help you think through the programs you are taking. With the programs you're taking, our job is to help you think, and then you go find jobs and create jobs. Our purpose is not to, we are not training you so that you create a job or you get a job. But I feel that where things are going, we need to be having a mindset of college or university administrators thinking about how to produce market-ready graduates. Do you understand me? Giving people skills that will help them either create their own jobs, or when they are then employed, they are useful to the people that they are employed to. You get my point? Because then, I mean, how can you be having so many people churn out of universities, and some can be home for more than 5 years and they have no jobs? I mean, I can...
So in discussing that, you mentioned something brilliantly. It's about being ready for the market.
Yes,
that
market
doesn't mean
graduates.
that only getting employed by somebody, but that also means that
you can create your own.
Being or developing the capacity builds over time from the educational institution to be able to create your own jobs. And you see, I want us to actually, because this is within a certain context, right?
Yeah.
The context is clear. The people of Ghana are telling us that they believe that free SHS is a great policy. But that doesn't mean that we should not criticize the fact that it has problems. It has many problems. They are telling us that planting for food and jobs is a great policy. They should continue it. You understand? They are telling us that one district, one factory is a great policy.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
And one village, one dam, great policy. Now, how do we continue this policy and still do the kind of thing that you're talking about? So that, yes, free SHS is producing a lot more free senior high school graduates, right? When they get out of the school system at that level, where are they going to? And are we producing the right quality of human resource out of the senior high schools? Do they know what they are about? Is it just about giving them notes or past exam, papers, so that they go and learn it? In some cases, we hear of leaks. The exam questions just leak ahead of time.
All of these things undermine the system. But the question is, can these people become useful members of society in a way that helps both themselves and the society? And then when they go into the universities, are we preparing them in a way as to respond to the pressing challenges that we have in Ghana today? Their capacity to create jobs and then also be employed by others who are creating jobs. And then also to meet the challenges of today's world. And are they able to compete favorably with their counterparts from other countries? These are questions that should engage our attention, while actually localizing the discussion within the context of what they say must continue. Because if they say free SHS must continue, yes, it should continue, but in what fashion? Is it the current system which has all the problems? Because 2 days ago, a parent calls me and says that, look, my son is gains admission to this particular school, but I cannot do anything about it. It's supposed to be free. We were told that they are here near what? Ejari, right? Just bath and then go to the school.
Just bath.
Yes, but parents today need between 5,000 and 10,000 in some cases to be able to buy all the things on the prospectus. So the idea that free SHS is actually free, it's a pipe dream. Parents are still spending. People who don't have the money to be able to buy the things on the prospectus will not send their kids to school. Look at the prospectus I sent to you. I'm sure you will see, what do you call it? School uniform.
Yeah, I have
you will
this,
see, what do you call it? Bags. You see footwear. You see all of these things. All of these things you must buy before you go to the school. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, we know that the government says, oh, they are taking care of tuition, they are taking care of all these PTA dues that previously were being collected and all of that. That is no longer necessary. Taking care of textbooks and all of these things. But the fact is, those are not enough to validate the claim that free SHS is free. It is actually not free. People are still spending. So the point I'm making is that let's look at the positives of these policies. Planting for food and jobs. We're told that it was done in a way that helped our food production. But then we also heard about a lot of corruption-related cases. Now the question is, can we implement policies like this in a way that reduces corruption and then maximizing or optimizing our investment in these spaces so that we can solve some of the problems that we have? Because if we are able to grow enough food to feed our people at a cost that is most affordable to them, majority of the problems we face today will not be able to face. And then also converting what we produce out of these farms into useful industrial outputs will help all of us. And then unemployment can be dealt with. And then we can move on to deal with other matters, including health and all of those things that the people have talked about.
Very important point there. Another thing that's catching my attention in the Afrobarometer survey is how respondents say they have to pay bribe to access public services. Now, if you look at this, 45% of the respondents said they had to pay bribes to obtain police assistance. Now, between 2022 and 2024, it's jumped to 52%. In 2022, 45% of the respondents say they had to pay bribes to obtain police assistance. In 2024, you have 52%. In 2022, 28% had to pay bribe to obtain identity document. In 2024, that has jumped to 40%. I will link this to what we are talking about when I'm coming. To avoid problem with the police, 36% paid bribes. In 2022, 38%.
Oh dear.
And to obtain medical care, 14% paid bribe, and it's jumped to 19% in 2024. You know, I was talking about the infrastructure and road quality and all of that. I mean, if you are thinking about this carefully, the public service that we render to people, whether it's healthcare, whether it's police service, whatever it is, obtaining identity cards and all of that. Some of that borders on also having quality infrastructure and prompt services. I mean, in recent times, we've had conversations and heard people complain about some of the infrastructure, not the infrastructure per se, but some of the services they are being rendered when you go to some of these top institutions that we've spent so much to build. So, exactly. So, for example, now you're having an unemployment challenge, right? And then we are saying, okay, more of the private sector, more people in the private sector should be creating jobs, correct? Good. So you are in the process of creating jobs. The road network is not so great. So assuming I was adding value to food produce coming from the village. I'm cutting it from the village to the town. The road is not good. Maybe the quality of the vehicles we are bringing it on are not great. Now we are trying to get access to identity cards and government services that we can access through digital platforms. And there also you are experiencing challenges with respect to regulation and corruption in particular, where people are making demands of you for certain inducements for a service that you are in turn providing that will create value, help create jobs and all that. So it's a complex mix of things where when you are trying to solve some of the major problems that we have, some of the inefficiencies in the system we are encountering are actually disincentivizing people from actually being a part of the solution. Did I get that right? I got that right.
Nathan, you want to take it?
The bit about people having to pay bribes to access critical service.
Is that far-fetched, my argument? I'm not connecting it well, because I feel that really, if you have an unemployment situation and people are saying that, look, government is not in the business of doing business. The business of government is creating a conducive environment for people to do business. So people are saying that unemployment is a big concern they have. And then the next thing is that the infrastructure is poor and the roads are not good. And then interlaced with all this, you are having situations where people are literally being extorted in order to get documents or to get out of, and that's why I'm linking this. So if it's clearer now.
Yeah, I get it. Look, it just points to inefficiencies and challenges in the state's machinery, because if the service delivery were on point, why would I have to pay a bribe to get, for example, say a Ghana card or a health insurance card or whatever, a passport, whatever? Why should it be so? Why really should it be so that a service that's supposed to deliver for all of us, is supposed to provide one service or the other to all of us at various levels and at several or at various times because of one need or the other? Why do I have to pay a bribe to get it? If there's a service fee I'm paying to get that particular thing done, once I pay that service fee, I should get it. If I have to pay an extra to get it fast-tracked, and of course there are times when you pay extra to get it fast-tracked because it's not like you are beating the system, but if you want a more expedited service, you do that, like we do with the driver's license and DVLA, blah, 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 blah. I just think it just speaks to a certain inefficiency in government's functions or government systems or the systems that will deliver one service or the other. I feel that government should spend a lot more time fine-tuning those processes, ensuring that if I go to, say, if I want to get a passport and I use a regular service, if the service says I should get it in 4 weeks, exactly in 4 weeks, my passport should be delivered to me. And we have several messages. We have had several messages to that effect that people have paid all the fees required for months on end. They don't get their passports simply because there's something wrong in the chink, or there's something wrong in the line somewhere. There's a challenge with printing, blah blah blah. Long story short, I think this info line or this data line or this output or the result of that service should remind government of the fact that the functions must work. You see, because not everybody will have money to pay for an expedited service. Not everybody will have money to pay for a bribe. Even if people want to, and like Caleb was trying to draw the link, they are unemployed and they have nothing in their pockets. What does it mean? Effectively means that a lack of funds will stop you from getting access to all the things you need to get access to, whereas that's not supposed to be the case. So for me, my takeaway or how I interpret this bit about services and the bottleneck of paying a bribe is that one, efficiencies or inefficiencies in the system still exist. Despite government's efforts are trying to streamline things, you can tell that there are still inefficiencies in the system. The same thing if you look at the school placement system. We've come up with this idea where we want to use digital technology or digital tools to get people who have written the BC we place them in schools based on scores, marks, and a certain algorithm. We throw everything together and it places them. The plan was to take away the human element, but somehow the human element still exists.
Some way, somehow, it still
So
exists.
I feel that we have to do better in ensuring that, you see, because if the public services are on point, it means that the lowest to the highest can get the same service irrespective of where they are on the spectrum.
What you talk about is the ease of obtaining public services.
Yes.
There is a line on that, and I'll be giving you the numbers.
I'm just trying to say that, for example,
Yeah.
somebody said police assistance.
Yes.
They had to pay bribes. What would you put under police assistance? Maybe trying to get one documentation or the other. A police report, maybe assistance with getting something for your car insurance, maybe a clearance. You are going to do some work somewhere and the people ask you to bring a police clearance. Those are the services we are talking about.
I'd love to hear from our listeners at this point. Send us voice notes. The WhatsApp line is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Send us a voice note. Send us a text. We'll read them. We'll play your voices as well. We're trying to make sense of the citizens' policy priorities, economic conditions, and government performance. This is the Afrobarometer Round 10 survey in Ghana, where we are told that 41% of respondents say that unemployment is their biggest problem they want the government to solve, followed by roads and infrastructure. And then you have health in the mix. Education follows. Management of the economy is next. Then increasing cost of living is a major problem that people have. And guess what is next after increasing cost of living, which can be closely connected to a favorite topic we've been discussing. Water supply. Water supply is a major concern a lot of Ghanaians have. It's a huge problem that Ghanaians want their government to fix. So the question was, in your opinion, what are the most important problems facing this country that the government should address? And then water supply is somewhere in there. If you look at it, somehow unemployment is linked to this challenge because people are destroying our water bodies, claiming that they don't have jobs to do. And they also say that, we've not had the right qualification, and so we are not. So if you look at education, then there is that. And while they engage in the illegal mining, then we have health problems in the process, where they are using all kinds of substances and elements in mining the gold in our water bodies. So at the end of the day, we all get impacted one way or the other. So there's an interesting connection with all these problems and how to solve them. And we are attempting to proffer solutions, how all these can be addressed. So I've seen some of your voice notes. We'll be bringing them to you. Some of you are sending yours. The number, if you are here to do same, is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll bring you some of your comments, and there is a lot more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
You play me, I play you. A stage play written by Efo Kojumagbe.
Maza, you not pay me. I didn't run. I said it's 150 Ghana cedis.
That's 15,000 naira. From just this place to this place, you say 150.
I took you from Tema to come to me.
Join Jonalyn Thatia Ghana, Brain Jota Nigeria, Clemento Suarez Ghana, and Adra Olins Lindsay, adopted Nigerian, for a night of laughter, drama, and great moments at the National Theatre on 8 November 2024 for 2 shows at 4 p.m. first show and 8 p.m. second show, and the Bukum Boxing Arena on 9 November 2024 at 7 p.m. for one unforgettable show. To purchase ticket, simply dial *713 *33 *10# or visit africaartsnetwork.com or go to the various locations: Airport Shell, Bachana Total, Rox Wache, and Silverbird Cinemas Accra Mall. For more information, call 0541 234 586. You Play Me, I Play You is powered by Africa Arts Network in collaboration with Challenging High.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy OneX Free Bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.com.gh with promo code GHFREE to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet to the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with OneX Free Bet. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling.
Wow.
Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Honestly, the cost of dialysis is an impossible burden to carry. Ever since this kidney failure diagnosis, we spend over 1,200 cedis every week. I keep asking if there's no intervention for persons suffering from chronic illnesses in society. Considering all these economic hardships, isn't the government thinking of us? Aren't they? Is the NPP government saying they can't do anything about this? Grandpa, I can't lose you, Grandpa.
A nation that doesn't care for its sick is herself sick. Ama's painful story is one of what many Ghanaians are going through today. But there is hope for Ghanaians under the next NDC government. John Mahama will create the Mahama Cares Fund to support the cost of treatment of people suffering chronic illnesses such as kidney failure, cancer, diabetes, sickle cell, hypertension, and other heart diseases. Ghanaians can access free healthcare at CHIPS compounds, health centers, clinics, and polyclinics, whether or not they have NHIS cards. These interventions will be major sources of relief for the millions of Ghanaians who are suffering from these chronic diseases and are often left to their own fates. Indeed, Mahama cares. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
This is a special security announcement. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing, announces big discounts on all sliding security barriers, roller shutters, and clear guards to protect homes and offices from criminals. Trelidor is fighting rising prices by offering big savings and lower prices. Be safe, secure your premises. Google Trelidor or call 0561 24 24 24. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing.
Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At Heritage Christian University, you are assured of quality education. Accredited by GTEC and affiliated to KNUST and UCC, we offer programs like Bachelor of Business Administration, Community Development and Theology, Theology and Ministry, Psychology, Nursing, Information Technology, Information Security, and Business Information Technology. Professional programs like ICA, CIMG, CIHRM, ABE. We also offer short courses on media and IT. What makes Heritage stand out is our experienced and scholar practitioner faculty, entrepreneurial training with financial support, ultramodern facilities, and hostels. Qualifications for entry is WASI or SSC or GBCE, HND or Diploma Top-Up. Mature 25 years and above. Heritage is located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact us on 054 777 7731 or 020 229 8399 or www.hcuc.edu.gh.
What happens when ancient days meet modernity? What happens when a goddess wakes up in an era of digital chaos? Witness the epic battle between the past and the present. Catch the intrigue and suspense in Amwanime's era, a brand new epic telenovela showing Mondays to Fridays on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and Go TV channel 102. Available on DSTV Access and Go TV Plus. Dial *759# to stay connected.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yeah, and people are sharing their movements with us on WhatsApp with respect to our conversation this morning.
Yes. Patrick from Azagonokope said it's simple to know if the government has created jobs or not. Don't take the numbers they throw about. Just listen to their tax policies and how they talk about widening it or widening the net. Common sense tells us that more jobs mean more employment, which means more taxes. So that's a very interesting perspective. Sari from DC says the underlying factor is the economy. If the economy is good and you are guaranteed your investment and a little income, you will not keep the money in a bank or bills. Then others will be employed too. That's all. This was, I think, it's a great discussion. But there are certain things Sky mentioned, and one of those was planting for food and jobs. Yes, a great policy we should continue. But I want to ask, if it is the direction that millions of Ghana cedis have been spent, and Ghana does not even have 10 by 10 feet of corn belonging to the state. You're making reference to the one village, one dam. We are continuing that policy. That's great. But is it the continuation of it in the direction, being a dugout and not a real irrigation dam? I think the survey didn't ask people whether or not, or whether they wanted improvements. I guess maybe they kind of subsumed, or they assumed that keeping it would mean getting it improved. Interesting. This was a reality of the free SHS. Students must have access to extra tuition time to finish their syllabus. That's a lot of money, which equates to paying fees. Again, time spent in school is shorter than before. Like a corn mill, we do not expect to see more chaff than dough. There's the quality we look for. Let's acknowledge the challenges of free SHS and deal with them. There are many solutions. That's true. That is true. The policy does need some work, or it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work, because what we want is to produce people who can actually hold their own in the unis. And so we must refine that policy. The policy needs a lot of fine-tuning. A lot of fine-tuning. This one says, unemployment is killing us. Imagine a person like me can only land a security guard job. Not to say it's not a good job, but all this government keeps saying they've created thousands of jobs, but I can't find one. David from Shire Hills. That's the question. That's what I was saying. If the government says they've created so many jobs, how come there are still millions of others? And the jobs are not in the thousands. So government mentions millions, and yet we have a text. And so where are the jobs? Who are those getting the jobs?
Are there more comments? We'll take that, and then I'll share some interesting.
Okay, I think that's the final one.
Good. And some of the voices have come through, so we'll be playing them for you very shortly. The number to send your comment, your voice notes via is 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. In the meantime, some very important announcements for you. For the mothers, it's finally here. The news we've all been waiting for. Your favorite Cerelac now comes in a new variant with a combined goodness of wheat and maize grain fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals. And guess what? This new Cerelac wheat and maize comes at an affordable price of only 2 Ghana cedis per sachet. To prepare this new Cerelac, just add milk. In fact, Cerelac and the milk. Cerelac care for them. Count on us as an advert that is FDA approved. And your comfort and well-being is always prioritized. High quality mattresses and furniture is what we provide for you at Latex Foam. We have your ultimate relaxation in mind, so you sleep, you wake up rejuvenated, you take on the world. That's our promise for you. Pass through any of our showrooms across the country on 0302 231 155, 0302 008 499, or visit www.latestfromghana.com and grab one for yourself.
System is designed too funny. Babylon still running, so them continue the gunning.
Now, if you need funds for that major project you've been thinking about or planning, Zenith Bank has you covered. They'll give you a loan of up to 250,000 cedis. All you need to do is open a salary account today, and you can have access to a loan of that amount. Achieve your financial goals with Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank in your best interest. The luckiest is here. They say luck is everywhere. For you to experience a bit of that luck, dial *712#. Get your ticket. The more you buy, the more you win, and then you can get some luck, and it's on its way to you and your community. So stay sharp. The luck is everywhere. Obaya is Provident Insurance's reliable WhatsApp assistant. Now, with her help, you can buy, renew, and file claims for your vehicle anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter what it is you're doing. Save Obaya's number 0242 426 396. Send a hi, follow the prompts, and you are good to go. With Provident Man, you are covered. And passive income with just 6 minutes of trading in a day. If you are interested in trading without it taking up all your time, join us for a free session with Meta Transacting, a trusted financial platform. We'll teach you how to trade forex, commodity stocks, more, all with the power of AI. It's happening on the 2nd of November 2024. It's happening at La Paz before the Nyamiche traffic lights. Call 0249 608661 to find out more.
And if you're getting good insights from your data for decision making, that's fantastic. Otherwise, join the data analytics and AI revolution and empower your team to work smart, save time, deliver insights from data using the world's most powerful business tools: Microsoft Excel, Power BI, ChatGPT, and Copilot. Phoenix Skills Hub offers hands-on practical training to corporates and individuals in data analytics with Excel and Power BI, leveraging AI tools like Copilot and ChatGPT to help you improve productivity at the office. So reach out to Phoenix Skills Hub on 0244782356 or visit our website www.phoenixskillshub.com to sign up for your corporate and individual training sessions. Phoenix Skills Hub, learn, connect, and grow. And Nathan, did I hear someone say that he's an IT person and he's been looking for a job he's not gotten?
I read the last
doing
message.
Security.
Yes, I read the last message. That didn't come out well. Maybe because of how the message was
says
typed.
Unemployment is killing us. Imagine, as an IT person, I can only
imagine.
land
I think so.
security guard job. Not to say it's not a good job, but all this government keeps saying is that they have created thousands of jobs, but I just can't find one. And again, and Nathan here, I mean, without being insensitive, you ask, so if someone has a background in IT, how are we doing the training such that we are looking forward to getting jobs, like getting jobs right after school, when we could be creating jobs with the kind of skill sets that we have? So that's why I'm looking at the paradigm shift where people go through school and get out of school not having the mentality that, yes, by all means, get a job, it's great. I mean, it's not easy starting, but also the reality is that there are not so many opportunities. So how are we making an education system that people are coming just looking forward to getting a job?
I think it's a mix of different things. So, one, we need a lot of our education or educational institutions to know what industry needs. So education and industry need to have constant conversations. So industry can tell them, this is what the current workplace demands. So when you are grooming students, let them have these skills and they'll be ready to be employed. Of course, Caleb, not everybody is designed to work for themselves.
That's
there are
true.
some people who don't have the skill to do so.
Absolutely.
Right? So, and there are others who work for other people. But the bottom line is, people need to be given the skill, so much so that even when they have to work for somebody, those skills will put them to the top and those skills will make them valuable. So that is one thing. The second thing, even when people have the necessary skills to work, as a country, what environment have we created to help those who want to start out on their own? What have we done to ensure that those businesses can start, grow, thrive, and succeed? Because starting out in Ghana is very complex. You are dealing with different things all at the same time. The cost of even getting your business off the ground is there. Rent, utilities, the things you need. Right? So for somebody who's out of school, if they don't have, for example, talking about an IT person, if they don't have a computer of their own that they keep well during school, how do they get their IT business off the ground when they're out of school and they now have to buy from out of pocket? Talking about the average Ghanaian, for example. And the kind of computer they will need to start their business is not your average computer. They will need a computer that can do certain things. That's not cheap to come about. Even when they have it and they want to start out.
Internet.
internet costs, reliability. If they want a space, the rent that comes with it, the challenge of utilities, then taxes. Then if they want to scale up, the bank loans which are coming at cutthroat interest rates. So we haven't done the hard work that evolves around creating the environment for small businesses to thrive, because in other jurisdictions they are powered by an amalgamation of businesses, small, medium and large. Those are the people who are given the chance to grow and thrive, because when they thrive, then they can absorb more people. Because the biggest employers will be from private sector. They have the flexibility, they have the size, they have the scale, they know what to do, they can innovate quicker than government. So what governments must do, and what our government must do in this country, is to ensure that the environment is ripe and is rife and is good and viable for businesses to start, thrive, grow, and then succeed. So it's a complex conversation we need to have, and I hope the presidential candidates are thinking about this very critically. We can say a lot and throw a lot of things about, but in the quiet times, they need to think long and hard. How are we going to get the average Ghanaian to be employed or employable? For those who want to work with and for other people, how do we make them employable? For those who want to work for themselves, what are we doing to ensure that their businesses can grow and absorb more of the people coming out of school? I feel that is an important conversation we need to have. Just relating it to employment, unemployment, people coming out of school, and our reference being the IT guy who says he's working a security job. I'm sure in his mind he may have figured, oh, I'll work for somebody, or maybe he says I'll work for myself, but I'm sure due to one reason or the other, he's not been able to live up to that dream.
You know, there was this program I attended where there was an apprenticeship opportunity for the people participants, and you could land a job in Germany. You could go there and work and all of that. So a good number of people came from all over the country, Tamale, Takrade, Ho, all over the country. I mean, and so I was a moderator, right? And during the program, then I was asking people, because the guest had delayed and all. So I was getting to know the people, and one guy shot his hands, asked him what his expectations were. He said, oh, he wants to get a job in Germany. And I was like, okay, so that means that if you got an offer here in Ghana, you wouldn't take it. And he looked straight at me and said, I've been looking for a job actively for 5 years in Ghana. If there were a hope, I would have had a job. Then I turned around and said, okay, guys, so all of you looking very nice in your beautiful outfits, how many of you are unemployed? Sky, out of the people who were there, like more than half of them raised their hands to say they are unemployed. And out of the people who said they were unemployed, almost another half of them said they've been unemployed in the last 3 to 5 years, meaning the others were either out of national service or now looking for an exit plan when they get out. So the issue of youth unemployment, graduate unemployment, it's a very big one that we are always talking about, and it deserves that attention. We have some of your voices, so let me bring some in quickly, and then I'll bring the gentleman in the studio into the conversation again.
Good morning, Caleb. My name is Moses from Nkwanta and Oti region. You know, I want to say that our problem has to do with the leadership. I can tell you that this survey that we are talking about, government is still in denial with the report. They say they have employed about 2.something million, and we are asking where are the jobs. So government is not collaborating with the survey that are going on. If they agree with the survey, is it that they will do something about it? That is my view.
Hey, good morning, Caleb. Good morning, Della. Good morning to everyone. This is Kileno from Mafia Bozumi. It's actually good thing that you are making justice to the topic. But where I have problem is Richard. Why does he think that because parents are buying trunks, parents are buying sandals, so the free access is not free after all? Ask him when he was going to SA, does he bought all those things? We all bought it. At the same time, we pay school fees, we pay everything that we're supposed to pay. Even admission fee, we pay. You have to pay for all the other things that will make you a student in that SS school. Now government is paying all, and you think because government is not buying senders for students, it is not free. No, Richard, you are being diabolic this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Caleb. I'm Wills. Wow, this is so interesting. And these reports are just re-echoing our way of life, the way we do things in this country. It's obvious corruption is on the rise. It's everywhere, every corner of this country. We go to the fuel pumps to buy fuel. They are cheating you. And what's the authority doing about this? They just come with a report and say this and so has done this and we are warning you to desist from that. But we don't see any punitive measures. Right? Then we move to our roads. The road network is really, really bad. To be frank, it's as if that if you are not at Cantonment and East Legon and the airport residential, you're not part of Ghana. The rest of the other part of the country, very, very terrible. I'm currently driving on the Ashaman, Lebanon stretch. The road is very terrible. It is very, very terrible. Instead of you driving about just 15 minutes to 20 minutes to get to the Shire market, you drive about an hour plus before you get to a Shire market or traffic light. It's terrible. As for our educational system, it's obvious. Anytime MEP comes to, I'm not doing policy here, but it's true. They always temper with our educational system, and nothing seems to be working. It's not free. There's nothing free about this. Because I have younger ones that after school, some spend only just 4 weeks at school and you come and spend about 4 months in the house, and you have to pay them. You have to pay for their extra tuition. You have to get them extra things to do all the time. I'm telling you, education is now very, very expensive than before, just because of the poor economy. Even if it is free, you are taking care of tuition and other things. But things are so expensive in the economy. It tells you that the parents are going to pay more to get all those.
Good morning, City team. My name is Peter. I'm just listening to you from my car. What I want to find out is that let's take this country like a farmer. If the farmer does not prepare the land, how is he going to sow? If the students, if the environment, all the necessary basic things have not been created, how will the country thrive when we don't even as a country have a goal? In the various jurisdictions in this country, the universities, what goal have we set as a country? How has that gone down to the whole educational sector? Come to think about this one district, one factory. Based on what data are they putting up the factories in the districts? What are they producing? And have they created a market for these products? Let's think about these things. Let's go to the basics. Thank you.
Good morning, Caleb and team. With the free SHS, I think the whole thing needs a total review or an overhaul, because your word going to school and you spend not less than 5,000 on prospectus compared to the olden days that we've used to pay. But then I see things to be quite affordable compared to what we are calling free SHS. If they mean the word free, then the government should prepare to bear the cost of all the items that parents are required to buy or procure for their wards, because that one eats too much into the coffers of the parents. If they really mean the word free. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Caleb and team. My name is Pakwesi from Moibi. I think somebody is lying to the government or to leadership, because it seems that the figures and the reports that they are making doesn't match up to what is the reality on the ground. So either somebody is misreporting or they are not well informed. Let me put it that way. Or they are politicizing the issue. Thank you.
Well, so loads of voices coming in, but we are unable to take all of them. But thank you for sharing your views with us on that one. I see that a lot of people want to focus on the free senior high school conversation, and a good number of people are very interested in that. But the conversation still remains. 41% of Ghanaians think that unemployment is the most important problem that they feel their government should be paying attention to. Sky, listening to all the campaign, following the campaign trail, listening to all the promises we've seen from the major candidates and as well as the minor ones, would you say that people are plugged in, tuned into the concerns of the people? Do the leaders who are seeking the mandate of the people feel the pulse of the people? I mean, as for whether or not the solutions are cutting edge or deals with the problems of the people head on, I'm sure the people have decided on that already and they know what to do.
I think they attempt to provide some answers, but there would have to be some recalibration of exactly what their plans are to actually identify with the concerns as expressed by the people of Ghana through this Afrobarometer report. I know some people have their own disdain and often reject the findings of these surveys. But look, I mean, data know they lie. You know, in this day and age, if you really want to do something useful as a government, you need to get the numbers from the ground, from independent sources, reliable sources. If you want to triangulate, fine. But once the data is out, your policies and your objectives must be based on that.
Yeah,
in other words, even if you have your own plans, you should find a way of tweaking those plans to satisfy what the people say they want.
True.
So if I am advising a presidential candidate or whatever candidate today, what I will be telling him is to go for a copy of the Afrobarometer report and look closely at the findings of the report and find a way to fine-tune whatever plans and policies I intend to roll out if I'm elected president, to actually identify with the concerns of the people as expressed, so that you can do the linkages clearly and communicate that yes, I mean, if you are in the NDC, yes, we want to do 24-hour economy. But in doing that 24-hour economy, how can we link that to the concerns of the people as expressed? You understand? If you believe that you win this particular year's election. If you come to power, are you going to make one village, one dam, and all of these things go away, or you will strengthen it? You understand? That kind of communication would have to be done so that people understand that, oh yes, they express these views to the CDD people, Afrobarometer people,
and they see it reflected in the programs and policies of their leaders.
Free senior high school. I had somebody say that I'm being diabolical. Certainly not. Why would I be diabolical? I'm a parent, and beyond being parent to my kids, you know, there are so many people who look up to me in many respects. Every single day, somebody is telling you that there is either no food on campus, or, you know, there's this, there's no that, there's no that, there's no that, there's no that. Parents are having to foot those bills. I'm just telling you, somebody needs in excess of 5,000 to be able to go and get the son into a particular school, because the
this tertiary.
No. Secondary school.
Wow, 5K.
Yes, and that is just to get the person ready to go into the school. Now, to sustain the person there is an entirely different matter. And the suggestion should not be made that, oh, you sit on radio and you don't have anything to do. What you want to do is to make government look bad. No. These are the realities that Ghanaians are living every day. Yes, government may say that, oh, we are paying the fees and all of that. But it's not all about paying the school fees of the child. When a child is in there, even food. In many cases, the headmistresses are using all kinds of ways to get money in order to support. So it is important that people don't sit at home and assume that we don't have anything to do. We have to come here.
That's fair enough.
No, certainly not.
Final one, and
finally.
You know, our friends from Better Revival are in the studio. You understand? And we want to, usher them into the studio.
The health one is a major concern for me. The health one is a major concern for me. If you have a relation or you've had a relative in hospital over the last few weeks, you know what it is like. Many of the things you hear, all the highfalutin ideas that you hear, the talk, big talk, national health insurance and all of that, when it comes down to it, in many respects, they do not extend the kinds of support you would expect. Majority of the time, people are still forking money out of their pockets to pay for services that ideally the system should be able to support. So it's concerning that these numbers are being churned out, defying what the government has been telling us in some respects and supporting them in some respects. I think what we need to do is to look at it in a way that can actually refine the policies to tie into the expectations.
That's a good one. Hang on, because we are bringing our colleagues from our friends from Bethel Revival Choir. They have
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
There's more coming up.
From the classroom to the lab, from the village to the city, the NPP's commitment to education is building a brighter Ghana. Free SHS isn't just about free tuition, it's an investment in Ghana's future. We have topped it up with free TVET and STEM education, skilled graduates, innovative thinkers, and a thriving economy. That's the promise of free SHS.
3 of my cousins have benefited from free SHS since 2017. One has graduated and is in nursing training. The other 2 are also in the university. I'll vote number 1. I'll vote for Baumia on December 7th.
We are building a better tomorrow through education. Vote NPP. Vote number 1. Vote Baumia. Baumia means business. Esro.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 898.
Bethel Revival Choir. Oh my God, incredible stuff.
Yes.
We have friends from Bethel Revival Choir in the studio.
Thank you.
Yes. And we will have you introduce yourself to the good people of Ghana and tell us what has brought you to the studio on this fine Friday morning. Let me start from my right.
So my name is David Asiome Boahene.
David Asiome Boahene.
Thank you.
Okay, so what are you doing here,
We are visiting you.
You are visiting us?
Yes, I'm visiting your audience.
Did you come with Akpala fertility? You came empty-handed.
That one, we have a pot at our church on Sunday, so when you come, we'll put our hands inside there.
Very important. And then to my immediate,
My name is Amidela Sidachomo.
Amidela Sidachomo.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Thank
you are doing what for the choir?
I'm here to invite you to our program on Sunday.
Oh, something is happening on Sunday.
Yes.
I love the sound of that. And there's a big man to my left.
My name is Emmanuel Seiram Duku.
Nice one.
I'm here joining my friends to invite everybody here.
Fantastic.
To our concert on Sunday.
I love the sound of that. What's happening on Sunday?
Meanwhile, my name is The Last Guy.
Okay.
I love Petrom.
Oh, you are
Petrom.
Oh, you are the Petrom. You are the butcher.
So that is why I'm here.
Butcher man. So what's happening on Sunday? No, Bethel Revival Choir, what you've done so well is that in the last couple of years, you've mainstreamed a lot of indigenous ever songs and you've added contemporary sound to it, and it's made it very catchy. Even people who do not speak the language, when they hear the song, they're able to enjoy it and sing it. I mean, my nephew sing take me. I'm like, this is really good. So you've done really well over the years, and congratulations to you. Happy to see you back in the studio doing much more. So let's review your activities over the years. Let's talk about the impact you've made on the scene and what more we are looking forward to. David.
So it's been exciting. It's been looking back at what God is using us for. We can't just keep mute. It's all Thanksgiving. That is the reason why for our yearly and major concert we decided to name it Akbe Experience. It's a Thanksgiving experience, because for God to take you through the year from January to December, it's just by grace. It's just by grace. So basically that is what we've done, and for the impact we've made, it's exciting when you walk into not just church but marketplaces and the music God has laid on our hearts and we have projected is being played on loudspeakers and all that. Sometimes even there was a time that I heard our music being played at a pub.
Oh yeah?
Yes, at a pub.
Is it
It was fired at a pub.
Wow.
After that they fired Agbaja, and unfortunately our people were on the hard liquor and things were just jamming to it and all that. Those who can't dance that.
Well, we are taking the gospel everywhere they can be found.
So it's the impact has been massive.
Right.
We thank God for how far He has brought us.
You've had also very brilliant collaborations with other gospel musicians too that has contributed to this. And was that a deliberate strategy? You've done a couple of songs like that I also kind of enjoy. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, so the good thing is most of the people we've collaborated with are friends of the choir.
Right.
So this is the dynamic thing about Bethel. We're a church choir.
Right.
We're not a group of people coming together. So everything we do is subject to the church approval and permission.
Okay.
But somehow, because it's limited to just church members, we have people who would want to be part of the choir but can't be full members, so they're associates and friends of the choir.
Okay.
And some of them have become our friends by virtue of our music director Henry Dachomo,
right,
who happens to be friends with most of them.
Okay.
So whilst we are doing these concerts, they come on board, they support us. Some help us write songs, some help us rearrange, some lead the songs, and it's been an amazing experience so far.
One of them is this one.
Hallelujah.
And the instrumentation is always on point, guys. How do you assemble your guys? It's amazing, man. How do you do that?
I think like Adley was saying, many of these friends are friends of the choir.
Right.
And these people have also defined their spaces.
Right.
Okay, so if you are talking about Joe Metal
Mhm.
in Ghana today, I think that if you are talking about top 2 gospel,
One of the leading
yes,
lights in that
definitely.
area.
And this choir has been here for a while. So many of these musicians also honed their craft with us from the beginning.
Right.
You know, so for many of them, it's just giving back to
Right.
where they started out.
Right.
It will surprise you to know that Pastor Edwin Datson used to be a praise and worship leader in Kotobabi.
Oh.
For many years,
Edwin
actually.
Datson.
Yeah, no. So if you're talking about someone like Pastor Helen Yawson, I mean, when it comes to the vocal range, I don't think there are many gifts like that in Ghana. So
And these 2 names you're mentioning, though, are going to be on the Sunday
yes, they are going to
Akpa
be
experience,
there.
right?
Yes, they are going to be there.
Who else is going to be part of Sunday's event, the Akpa
So
experience?
would have like Nano, would have Rafia.
Okay.
And then this year, you know, when you watch Bethel for our programs, a lot of time there's this young man who leads as Osborne.
Yes.
Fortunately, he's now a solo artist being
Agbodovi.
managed by our manager.
Agbodovi.
But he's still part of Bethel.
Oh,
So
right.
this year he's going to be a solo artist.
Okay.
And he's going to be a member of Bethel.
Oh,
so
right.
that's how beautiful
You
God
give your
has brought
members
us.
that flexibility.
Yes. Opportunities
to grow.
That's lovely. I like
Yeah.
it. So, for those who want to be part of what's going to happen on Sunday, how do we get to be a part of it? Let's put out that information very quickly.
So tickets are available on our website www.betterrevivalchoir.com.
www.betterrevival.com. Oh, choir.com.
betterrevivalchoir.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then, however, you can also call us on 0544 222 154.
Let's take it again.
0544 222 154.
Okay, 4.
154.
Right.
Yes. Then we have a USSD code. You can also purchase tickets, which is *713*33*114.
Okay.
Star. If all this is too long, just call us. We'll guide you through.
Right.
Our tickets are selling out fast, so please, we'll encourage people to get your tickets now. Unfortunately, if tickets get finished, we can't do anything about it because we can't go beyond the venue capacity.
Now this is the song. Now let me thank you, gentlemen and lady, for passing through. We are going to be there Sunday evening, Richard the last guy. Yes. Yes. Oh, Papangu Lama. You put towel in your... Very That's a good one. Thank you, Richard Alaska. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's happening Sunday, 5 p.m. Kotobabi Global Evangelical Church. Kotobabi down at 5 p.m. So grab your ticket, do all to be there. And let's celebrate the goodness of the Lord in a grand style. And that's all time will allow us for. Thank you for being a part of our morning. Top of the hour. And Adjoa Tinkroma Domina joins us with the news at 10. Let me say a very special good morning to Adjoa. Good morning, Adjoa.
Good morning, Caleb. Good morning and welcome to City News at 10. Coming up, Ghana rolls out 5G